Ross Tucker's going to break it down for us. Ross, let's begin with the Buffalo Bills.
Well, I think it's pretty clear for anybody when you play against the Miami Dolphins, the goal is, or at least should be, to limit the explosive plays, right? You're probably not going to limit production when they have two of the, 5 fastest wide receivers in the world in Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. But you can limit it to the fact that they don't get an 80-yard touchdown like Tyreek Hill did last week against Jacksonville, which really turned that game around. So defensively, the key is to limit the explosives. I would say offensively, it's about protecting the football. The Bills are 16-0 when Josh Allen doesn't have any turnovers going back to 2020. But there's only been 16 times, Tom, he doesn't have any turnover.
Right.
He's usually good for a turnover or two a game. If he can limit that to just one, or heck, even zero, the Bills should be in very, very good shape.
And there was some diciness even last week against the Cardinals when they fell behind because he fumbled the football.
There's no question. Not only did he fumble once and help them fall behind by double digits, but there were a couple other times where he got very loose with the football in the pocket and almost got it knocked out of his hands again.
All right, how about for the Miami Dolphins, whose quarterback was just introduced to this raucous crowd?
So they need to run the ball better than they did last week against Jacksonville. We talked about that a couple minutes ago, but that's really the foundation for what they do. No Raheem Mostert, but America might find out who rookie Jalen Wright is tonight if they give him some touches as well. And then on defense, I think it's about keeping Josh Allen in the pocket. I know that he's a very good quarterback from the pocket, but the big plays, the game-changing plays happen when he escapes the pocket and throws the ball down the field or runs it. You and I saw that firsthand on Sunday against the Arizona Cardinals. Those were the plays that enabled the Bills to win the game. The Dolphins need to try to keep him in that pocket so he doesn't make those game-changing plays.
And we talked about the fact that he's got a glove on his left hand because he did injure it in the second half of last week's game against the Arizona Cardinals. He has been downplaying that the entire week. The biggest thing is whether he can handle the snaps under center. Everything else should be fine.
That's what I'm going to be watching for. Do they go exclusively out of the gun, or is he comfortable with having that under center snap? Now, his top hand is his right hand, but if there's any issues with the left hand, you don't want to get that thing involved at all and aggravate it.
All right, we mentioned it before. The Bills have won 11 of 12 against the Miami Dolphins, including 4 in a row. Tua is 1-6 all time against the Bills and Josh Allen. The opening kickoff is upon us. We'll take a break. You're listening to Thursday Night Football right here on Westwood One.
Football season is here, and Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action while watching football. Season-long fantasy takes so much time, but on Prize Picks, you can pick a new lineup every day. The app is so simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projection, and you can win up to 100 times your money. On Prize Picks, you can still cash out even if the lineup isn't perfect, and all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Not only that, but Prize Picks is the only daily fantasy app with injury insurance. If one of your players goes down in the first half, Prize Picks doesn't count it as a loss. Just some of the many ways that Prize Picks puts its members first. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code PRIMETIME and get a $50 credit instantly when you play $5. That's code PRIMETIME on Prize Picks to get a $50 credit instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win or receive the $50 bonus. It is guaranteed. Prize Picks, run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
There's no better place to watch live TV this fall than Hulu Plus Live TV. You get your favorite sports like football, local channels, shows, and so much more. Plus, get Hulu's entire streaming library with Disney Plus and ESPN Plus included in your plan. No long-term contracts or hidden fees. Don't wait. Start your 3-day free trial of Hulu Plus Live TV today. Live TV plan required. Access content from each service separately. Offer valid for new and eligible returning subscribers only if available. Terms and restrictions apply. Learn more at Hulu.com.
Tommy! I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
When you switch and save with Progressive, you could use that money towards golf lessons to become a scratch golfer. Progressive cannot guarantee that you will ever become a scratch golfer. Scratch golfers are really, really good. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds on average, and sure, you could put that money towards lessons, but if you can't hit the broadside of a barn and think you're going to become a scratch golfer, you're delusional. Sorry, just telling it like it is. Savings? Maybe. Scratch golfer? Don't hold your breath. Switch and see if you could save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance and Affiliates. Not available in all states. It's universally accepted that golf is hard. Progressive cannot guarantee improved performance on the course.
Total Wireless is made to totally keep up with you. We now have unlimited data that never slows you down. Covered by the Verizon 5G network. And all for less than $30 a month when you get 4 lines. And the best part? We give you a free Samsung Galaxy A54 5G when you switch to the Total 5G Plus Unlimited plan. Visit your local Total Wireless store today. Total Wireless, we're totally with you. Actual speeds may vary by location. For data management practices, see TotalWireless.com.
Welcome back to Thursday Night Football on Westwood One. It's time for another memorable moment in football history. Sponsored by Kohl's.
Berrios in motion to the left. Tagovailoa back to pass. Looking, throws left sideline. Intercepted! It's picked off by Taylor Rapp, and that'll do it. The Buffalo Bills are going to win the AFC East. Taylor Rapp seals it with an INT of Tagovailoa.
Brian Radke with the call on Westwood One back in January. The final contest of the 2023 regular season. Buffalo's 21-14 win here at Hard Rock Stadium gave the Bills the division title and dropped Miami all the way down to the 6th seed in the AFC. For the Dolphins, that meant a wild card trip to Kansas City where they suffered through sub-zero temperatures in a blowout loss. Meanwhile, Buffalo hosted 2 playoff games eventually. First, a blizzard-delayed wild card win over Pittsburgh, which ended up being delayed and played on Monday afternoon, and then another heartbreaking defeat to the Chiefs when a game-time field goal attempt by Tyler Bass sailed wide right with less than 2 minutes left. That's tonight's memorable moment in football history, sponsored by Kohl's. When life gets real, start at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. They've lowered prices on thousands of items store-wide. Kohl's, where families come first. Well, back here at Hard Rock Stadium, the Dolphins will receive to start this ball game. So Tyler Bass is walking around, getting himself set to kick off. Now, the landing area, when we were in Buffalo last week, actually became a prime topic of conversation because there was a return for a touchdown.
It was a major, major factor, Tom. You and I witnessed a lot of history. We witnessed the first dynamic kickoff return for touchdown. We witnessed the first 2 times in the history of the sport of football, going back 155 years, in which 12 guys were legally allowed to be on the field. I will have that with me for the rest of my life, and we'll see if it's a factor tonight. Now listen, there was a heavy wind in Buffalo when they were kicking in the one direction. I don't think that's the case tonight in the stadium. They should be able to kick touchbacks if that's what they elect to do.
Buffalo is wearing the royal blue pants, the white jerseys, and the blue numbers, the white helmets. Meanwhile, the Dolphins wearing the aqua jerseys, the white pants, and the white helmets, and somewhat of an iconic look for both with their logos. Back deep to receive, to our left, is Jeff Wilson and Braxton Berrios. The Dolphins would like Berrios to get the football. He's on the far side, inside the numbers. Here we go. Bass will kick it off, and he's going to try to nail it in and out of the end zone, and he does. So that means the Dolphins will quietly go to work on offense, led by their 5th-year quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa. His 5th year out of Alabama. Last week, Ross, 23 of 37 for 338 yards.
And going back and watching the tape, there were several drops by his receivers in that game. Durham Smythe, the tight end, had a couple. His numbers would have been even better. They were paltry in the first half until he had a bunch of big passes to Waddle and Hill in the second half of that game.
Achane gets the start in the backfield. Tagovailoa out of the gun on first down from the 30-yard line, middle of the field. Tyreek Hill is off to the right side. Out of the pistol formation, Tagovailoa throws. His first pass is complete to Waddle, and Waddle is up to the 33-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 7. They're moving from left to right, so our vantage point, they're on the far side of the football field coming at us as Rasul Douglas made that tackle. So it'll be 2nd down and 7. The ball spotted at the 33 of Miami. They break the huddle. Again, set up just inside the far hash mark. Tagovailoa again out of the gun. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. The one to the left is Ingold. They hand the ball off to Achane. Achane runs up the middle, breaks 1 tackle, and then is stood up by Terrell Bernard and taken down after a gain of 6.
So the Bills are dropping 2 deep safeties here, and typically when that's the case, they're a man short, or at least a gap short, in the run game, which is why the Dolphins ran it there on that 2nd and long play. It's interesting, Tom, they have both corners, Douglas and Benford, up on the receivers, looking like they're pressing, but they're not. They're really just playing a 2-deep zone.
3rd down and 1. Ingold, the fullback, is into the I formation. He's the lead man. He'll take the handoff. He barrels through the middle and gets up to the 44-yard line. It's a gain of 3. It'll be a 1st down. Ed Oliver, who was quiet last week, made the tackle for the Bills.
He did, but not before the Dolphins got that 1st down. I think Mike McDaniel, he's up there with Greg Roman, who's now the coordinator for the LA Chargers, in terms of the best designers of running football in the NFL. It's funny, McDaniel's not a big guy, played wide receiver at Yale, and yet the things he does in the running game, everybody thought that was going to Achane. They snuck it into Ingold behind them.
They spot it at the 43-yard line. They pitch it to Achane, who's running to his right. He's tripped up in the backfield and taken down. And last week, it was Cam Lewis who was the guy, but this week it's Rasul Douglas for a loss of 3.
Tom, you read my mind. That's exactly what I was going to say. Last week, at least 3 times, Cam Lewis, who's playing nickelback tonight in place of the injured Taron Johnson, he ducked under a block to make a tackle for a loss or no gain. That time it was Julian Hill was the blocking tight end for the Dolphins, and Rasul Douglas just made him whiff and made the tackle. If your corners can tackle, that is such a huge thing for a defense.
Trips to the far side. Tagovailoa looking to throw. He's looking long for Tyreek Hill on the far side, and it's incomplete. He was defended on the outside, and the ball was overthrown. Christian Benford was in on the coverage, and the ball dropped inside the 10-yard line.
Little surprised that they threw that right there, because Taylor Rapp was the middle of the field safety. The Bills only had 1 deep safety there, and Benford was running really well, I would say, with Tyreek Hill. But usually if there's only 1 safety in the middle of the field, you don't throw a deep post, because you say that the middle of the field is closed in that situation. Usually it's more of a route to the pylon.
3rd down and 13 from the 39-yard line. Tagovailoa to throw to the far side. Pass is intercepted. It was deflected and picked out of the air by the Bills. Running down the far side of the football field and inside Miami territory. The ball was deflected, and Jamarcus Ingram intercepted it out of the air.
Well, Ingram closed out the last game on Sunday against the Arizona Cardinals with defending a pass against Greg Dortch. It is crazy to see how early Tua Tagovailoa makes these throws. I mean, by the time the receiver came out of the break, the ball was on him. It was a perfect throw by Tagovailoa. But the receiver hadn't even turned his head around yet, which is crazy. It bounced right off of Grant Dubos's chest. That might be the last target Grant Dubose gets in this game.
1st and 10 for the Bills from the 37 of Miami. They dump it off to the tight end to the left side. It's Dawson Knox running to his left along the sidelines. He gets down inside the 30-yard line, so he powers his way deeper inside Miami territory for a good gain on 1st down.
Bills looking to get their tight ends more involved, because they really feel like those are some of their best players, Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid.
2nd down and 1 from the 28-yard line of Miami, moving from right to left. Set up on the left hash mark. Allen will hand it off to Cook. Cook starts to his left, cuts back to his right. He's got the 1st down inside the 25, and eventually to the 24-yard line. Kendall Fuller made the tackle after a gain of 4.
Well-blocked play there again by the Buffalo Bills, who have a chance to get an early lead here. Love the first down play. Just get a completion from Josh Allen. Now you come back and run it. They're out of the gun again here for Allen on 1st and 10.
Trips to the right. One man in the backfield. Allen, quick toss to the near sideline to Dawson Knox. He goes into the slot, inside the numbers, down inside the 20, and close to the 15-yard line before he's stopped by Kohu. It's a gain of 8 yards.
Same play they ran to the other side earlier on this drive. It's just a quick flare pass with, it's kind of like a bubble screen with the receivers blocking out in front.
It'll be 2nd down and 2. The clock winds under 11 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Opening drive for the Bills off the turnover. Allen is under center. Cook is in the backfield. Man in motion to the near side off the play fake. Allen rolls to his right, looking to his right, throws to his right, and he's just throwing it away. He was under pressure the entire time. Jalen Phillips, who's so dominant on the outside, was flushing him out of the pocket.
I think they went for the touchdown right there. They faked the outside zone to James Cook, come back with the bootleg away from it. The Dolphins were all over that. I mean, first of all, nobody was open. Second of all, Jalen Phillips didn't try to chase it down from the backside at all. As you said, Tom, he got right in Josh Allen's face.
Ty Johnson, the 3rd down back for the Bills in the ball game on 3rd down and 2. The ball spotted at the 16-yard line of Miami. Out of the gun is Allen, moving from right to left. Hands it off to Johnson. He's stopped in the backfield, dives forward. He did not get it. The pressure came from Sealer. It's a loss of 1, and let's see what the Bills do here.
Not a fan of that play call. Maybe they knew they were going to go for it on 4th down. They're at least going to line up for it. But 3rd and 2 out of the gun, I think they thought they could run a little inside trap with the right tackle, Spencer Brown, and split it open. But Sealer and the Dolphins D tackles were all over that. They lost a yard.
How about they're going for it on 4th down and 3. The ball's at the 17-yard line of Miami. Middle of the field. Allen out of the gun. He's moving people around. Coming into the backfield is Samuel. Now a timeout called by Josh Allen. With 9:55 to play here in the first quarter, off the turnover, the Bills are trying to cash in some points. Do you think they're going to rethink this, or do you think they're going to go for it again?
Well, it's a good question. I initially thought, maybe they were just going to do a hard count and see if they could get the Dolphins to jump. I'm a little bit surprised they're going to go for this here. I mean, it's a good 3 yards. There's a lot of statistics out there where you get a lead in the game, especially on the road. Teams like to do that, but I think they have so much trust in Josh Allen, especially, Tom, and you and I saw it last Sunday, his legs in situations like this. It feels like even if the receivers aren't open, he can't throw for it. I don't know. It's a high percentage of time he's able to run for it himself.
He was 2 for 2 last week on 4th down. It'll be 4th down and 3 from the 17-yard line. Kincaid is lined up on the right side of the offensive line. Now you have 2 men in motion. They didn't see it, so Cook settles in the backfield. Allen out of the gun. Here comes Samuel in motion to the far side. He spins into the backfield. Allen drops back to pass, throws left, has Cook wide open, inside the 15, sideline to the 10, to the 5, shoved inside the pylon. Touchdown, Bills. 17 yards, and Buffalo is on the board.
Tip of the cap to Bills OC Joe Brady. They must have really known what they were going to get on that play, because they brought Curtis Samuel back into a pistol set behind Josh Allen. A lot of eyes went that way. The linebacker in man-to-man coverage on James Cook, David Long, he got tripped up by a couple of pickers. Nobody was within 10 yards of Cook when he caught that pass. That was an easy touchdown.
And Bass is on for the point after. High snap, handled well. Kick is on the way, and it is good. It is 7-0 Buffalo. They get points off the turnover here in the first quarter. 9:49 to play. In the first quarter, Buffalo 7, Miami nothing. This is Westwood One's coverage of the National Football League.
The U.S. men's national team has hired Mauricio Pochettino as their next head coach. Here's what the experts on SiriusXM FC had to say.
This is a defining moment in American soccer for me.
This is a coup for the U.S. men's national team.
Pochettino can look at these guys, evaluate these guys, and it's going to be all about merit.
He represents hope for the U.S. men's national team fan.
When a major story breaks, tune to SiriusXM FC for instant reaction and analysis. Channel 157 and the SiriusXM app.
I'm Bruce Murray. And I'm Rich Gannon.
Join us Friday, noon Eastern Time on the Sirius XM Blitz. We'll recap the AFC East matchup between the Bills and Dolphins that kicks off week number 2.
Plus, we'll preview the Buccaneers-Lions, 49ers-Vikings, Bengals-Chiefs, and the Bears and Texans on Sunday Night Football.
He's in for the touchdown, Caleb Williams.
So don't miss the Sirius XM Blitz with me and the former MVP Rich Gannon, Friday, noon Eastern Time on NFL Radio Channel 88 and the all-new Sirius XM.
This is Jim Gray, excited to announce 3 new voices to the Let's Go team for the 2024 NFL season. 6-time Super Bowl champion head coach Bill Belichick.
I can't wait to talk about the stories I've lived and the epic moments I've experienced.
3-time NFL Pro Bowler from the Las Vegas Raiders, Max Crosby.
He is smothered and brought down, Max Crosby.
And Hall of Fame sports writer Peter King. Catch Let's Go every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern on Mad Dog Sports Radio and on the all-new Sirius XM app.
One team captured the heart of a Midwest city in the 1980s.
We became a tough-minded defensive team, and then the adoption of the bad boy name.
They took over the league with their rough style of play.
Lambeer just fired at Jordan.
And will always be remembered as one of the greatest teams in the history of the NBA.
And the Pistons have won the world championship.
Don't miss our tribute to the Bad Boys, a 4-episode series. This coming week, Monday through Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern each day. Sirius XM NBA Radio Channel 86 and the all-new Sirius XM app.
Tom McCarthy and Ross Tucker here at the Grainger broadcast booth at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Tackle your to-do list with Grainger. From locker rooms to plant floors, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop on by. The Bills off the turnover lead at 7-0 on the touchdown pass to James Cook, who's so talented out of the backfield, and they'd like to get him even more touches out of the backfield.
He really is, and I think even running the ball, I think he had a better year last year than people realize. He was third in the NFL with over 1,500 scrimmage yards. He had 33 runs of over 10 yards. Only Christian McCaffrey had more.
Bass will kick it off, and he's again going to try to get it through the back of the end zone. Berrios will go back and take a knee 9 yards deep, just in the shadows of the goalposts.
Can I say something, Tom? I don't remember when I played, which is now 20 years ago. It makes me feel
You look
ancient.
great, though, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't remember kickoffs going through the back of the end zone so far or going deep, and that's because I don't know if it was my whole career, but they used to kick it from the 30, which makes a world of difference. Although these kickers now are so much better even kicking 50-yarders than they were back in my day.
That is true. Tagovailoa out of the gun. Next to him in the backfield is Achane. They're moving from left to right. The ball spotted at the 30-yard line on the far hash mark. 7-0 in favor of the Bills. Tagovailoa will throw. He dumps it off. His pass is complete to the far side. He's got a man for a first down. And it's up to the 45-yard line. It's Jonnu Smith, the tight end, and they really need to get him involved more.
Nobody throws more screens than the Miami Dolphins. And that was a dicey throw by Tua Tagovailoa because the Bills' D end, A.J. Epinesa, he was sitting on it. He read it. He was waiting it. Tua kind of gave him a ball fake like it was basketball and faked him one way to get it back into Jonnu Smith. That was a tricky maneuver by Tua.
1st and 10 for the 45-yard line. Out of the gun again. Tagovailoa will hand it off to Waddle. Waddle on the end around comes to the right side and then is shoved out of bounds after maybe a soft gain. He may have gotten just past the line of scrimmage. Taylor Rapp came in to make the tackle. Gain of 2 or 3. We'll see where they mark it.
Felt to me like there was more yards to be had there if he had cut it up inside. It's funny watching some of these guys. They are looking for the sideline. I mean, if he cut that up, he would have gotten 2 or 3 more yards, but he also would have gotten hit by a safety or two, and he, I guess, made a business decision there.
Well, it's a gain of 4 as they mark him out of bounds close to midfield. It's at the 49 of the Dolphins. In motion is Tyreek Hill. They shovel pass it to him. He's running to his left. Now gets to the sidelines. He's out of bounds. He's got a first down. It's a gain of 9. He's out to the 41-yard line. They're going to mark it 10 yards for Tyreek Hill.
So a football field is 53 1/3 yards wide. And the Miami Dolphins, better than any team in the NFL, make sure the defense has to cover every inch of that. One play after an end around, to Jalen Waddle to the right. This time they come with Tyreek Hill on the little shovel pass to the left. Both guys run out of bounds after getting decent gains.
Hill is in motion again on the far side. Tagovailoa out of the gun, and this play is blown dead. Bill Vinovich's crew. It's going to be a false start.
False start. Offense number 89. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
So that's Julian Hill. That finally slows down the Dolphins, and it gives the Bills a chance to get a breather.
Well, and this is something that happened a few times last week. Durham Smythe had at least one false start that I saw. Julian Hill had at least one false start that I saw. Those plays hurt you. You know, it's not easy to come back from 1st and 15. I know it's only 5 yards, but your degree of difficulty goes up significantly.
1st and 15 from the 46-yard line of the Bills. In motion is Waddle to the far side. Shovel pass to Achane, running to his right. Outside the numbers, inside the 40, inside the 35, and he spins down to the 31-yard line. It's a gain of 15. Dwayne Carter eventually made the tackle.
So that was perfect, right? If you're a Dolphins fan at least, because the Bills blitzed their nickelback, Cam Lewis. He blitzed into the B gap between the guard and the tackle. Well, it was a toss to the right. So the Dolphins ended up running the ball right where the nickelback Cam Lewis would have been if he didn't blitz up the middle.
7:10 to play, first quarter. They're about a half yard shy of the first down. In motion is Julian Hill, the tight end, to the far side. Two receivers close together on the left side. They hand it off to Achane. Runs up the middle. Gets his stutter step inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. Well, he certainly looks healthy with that ankle injury. It's a gain of 7.
Boy, does he ever. He was absolutely electric last year. And this is when it gets a little bit tougher for the Dolphins, right? The Bills are doing a lot of two safety looks. They don't want anything to beat them over the top. So then when you get down near the red zone, your speed advantage that the Dolphins have of trying to stretch the field vertically, that starts to get mitigated a little bit because everything gets condensed down here near the goal line.
Tyreek Hill is in the backfield on 1st and 10 from the 24. Hill is in motion, bobble pass or snap by Tagovailoa. He hands it off to Achane, and that kind of blew itself up. He got back to the line of scrimmage running left and is stopped at the 24-yard line. Not much was there. Epinesa was there to clean it up.
So especially on wide runs like that, you know, where you're trying to stretch the edge, if it's a bad snap that slows down the quarterback and it was actually a snap going the opposite direction, the timing is just all thrown off. And that happens sometimes when the center's trying really hard to go left. Sometimes the ball goes a little bit to the right.
Jeff Wilson checks into the ball game. Braxton Berrios in motion to the far side. Tagovailoa takes the snap out of the gun, throws on a little bit of a slant. Pass is complete inside the 20-yard line. It's Jeff Wilson, a gain of 6 yards. And let's see where they spot it. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
It's interesting. Wilson's a guy that was with McDaniel going all the way back to their time in San Francisco, kind of like Raheem Mostert, just a really valuable third-string running back to have. He actually ran the best out of any of them in the fourth quarter against Jacksonville on Sunday.
Mostert is inactive tonight. This is the 8th play of this drive. In motion is Wilson to the near side of the field. The ball spotted on the 19-yard line on the far hash mark. Tagovailoa with an empty backfield, takes the snap out of the gun, looks to his left, throws to the middle, passes complete to Waddle at the 4, dives toward the end zone. No signal yet. They say he's down at the 1-yard line. Jalen Waddle on a slant was able to get open. He's got a first down, and we'll see what the officials decide.
They said he was short. He got awfully close, but they haven't marked it about the half-yard line. Empty set. Beautiful job by Tua Tagovailoa stepping up in the pocket. Him stepping up in the pocket forced Cam Lewis, the underneath defender, to stop his feet, which made Waddle wide open behind him.
Mike McDaniel has the challenge flag in his pocket. He's not going to throw it. It'll be 1st and goal from the 1. Tagovailoa hands it off to Achane, and the play is blown dead. He is stopped, and then he fumbled the football, and it's picked up by the Bills and Cam Lewis, but the play is blown dead. The flag came from the near side of the field.
Offense number 74. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
All right, so that's the second false start.
There's a lot of Bills fans here,
yes.
Tom. I mean, a lot of Bills fans, but not enough so that the right guard should be false starting. And this is why a coach like McDaniel considers using the challenge flag. Remember, if you get one right, you get a third now. And you never know if you have a penalty. There's a big difference between the half-yard line and the 5.5-yard line now.
Well, the ball spotted at the 5.5 in the middle of the field, moving from left to right. In motion into the backfield is Achane. Tagovailoa out of the gun, hands the ball off to Achane, running to his left, cuts back inside, and he's wrapped up and taken down at the 5-yard line. Ed Oliver made the tackle. And it'll be second down and goal.
Both inside backers for the Bills got in on that one as well. Dorian Williams and Balin Spector, who's out there in place of Terrell Bernard. I'm a little bit surprised by that.
Yeah.
I wonder if Bernard has gotten dinged up. The blue tent, injury tent, is up right now for the Bills, so we'll take a look at that. But right now it's Spector.
10th play of the drive, second and goal from the 5. The Dolphins moving from left to right, down 7-0. Tagovailoa under pressure, slings it to the near side for Achane. Along the sidelines, he walks right in. He caught it at the 4 and rolled right into the end zone. Cam Lewis was in on the coverage, and he slipped down. It's a one-point game with 3:21 to play here in the first quarter.
I really enjoy watching Tua play. Everything he does is quick. His brain, his feet. He looked middle of the field. Nothing was there. He got back to his check down to the right, and he got just enough of a block. Did Achane from Alec Ingold on Cam Lewis to be able to waltz into the end zone.
Jason Sanders on for the point after. Good snap, good hold. Kick is good. We're tied at 7 with 3:21 to play. Here in the first quarter, each team has got to score. You're listening to Thursday Night Football on Westwood One.
Hey, football fans, with BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms, 21 years of age and older. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Ryan Reynolds here for, I guess, my 100th Mint commercial. No. I mean, honestly, when I started this, I thought I only have to do like 4 of these. I mean, it's unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month. How are there still people paying 2 or 3 times that much? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be victim blaming here.
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/score. $45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
Time is of the essence with COVID-19. Prescription oral treatment must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Learn more at treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Is your vehicle stopping like it should? Does it squeal or grind when you brake? Don't miss out on summer brake deals at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Time now for tonight's Fact of the Game, sponsored by Mint Mobile. Switch and get half off unlimited premium wireless at mintmobile.com/score. All right, Ross, how about this nugget? Bills long snapper Reed Ferguson and Dolphins long snapper Blake Ferguson are brothers, making them the only siblings to play that position in NFL history.
That is so cool.
Got to pass it on every once in a while.
It's like the family business. It's a good family business, by the way.
It's a good family business.
You can hang around for a long time in the NFL as a long snapper.
Brandon Codrington and Ray Davis back deep to receive for the Bills. It's a 7-7 game with 3:21 to play here in the first quarter. The Dolphins turned it over on their initial possession, which led to the points for the Bills. In fact, both running backs have pass catches for touchdowns in this first quarter.
I think there's a chance, Tom, that we might be in for a lot of points tonight. Hold on to your seat, because these teams are moving the ball pretty darn effectively.
We mentioned Codrington is back deep to receive for the Bills, and Ray Davis. Davis is to the near side, Codrington to the far side. They're going to kick it toward Codrington and over his head and out of the end zone. Nice catch by one of the ball boys in the back of the end zone. Let's check the drive summary on that last one for the Dolphins, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts. 10 plays, 70 yards, 6 minutes and 28 seconds, and they had to overcome 2 false start penalties as well.
Right. They made it harder on themselves, and yet they were still able to get it done. Let's see how the Bills answer here. Again, in 11 personnel with 3 receivers and 1 tight end. That tight end being Dawson Knox.
Yeah, 1 tight end, 1 running back. They hand it off to the running back, Cook, who starts left, cuts back right, and gets up close to the 32-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Jordan Brooks, the 5th-year pro out of Texas Tech, made the tackle.
And we're seeing on the monitor here in the booth, Tom, that Terrell Bernard is, in fact, going back to the locker room. Would be hard to overstate how significant of a loss that would be for the Bills.
3 receivers to the left for the Bills. Dolphins showing blitz with a 4-man front. Allen a throw out of the gun. Pressure's coming. Throws underneath. Passes complete underneath to Shakir. And Shakir gets 6 yards in the middle of the field up to the 38.5-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 1. They're going to mark it at the 39.
So the Bills are already without arguably their 2 best defensive players. Matt Milano's on IR with a torn pec. Taron Johnson just got put on IR this week. Terrell Bernard was the only guy in the NFL, 140 tackles, 10 tackles for loss, and 5 sacks last year. And now he's back in the locker room.
And he has the green dot on his helmet. Ty Johnson checks in the backfield. Shakir's in motion to the near side on 3rd and 1 from the 39. Allen fumbles the snap, dancing around in the pocket, rolls to his right, gets his bearings, rolling to the far side. Ball is swatted away by Calais Campbell on the run. The veteran forces 4th and 1 for the Bills.
He's got to be one of the all-time leaders in that. I mean, it helps when you're 6'8", but it was a good snap from Connor McGovern. Josh Allen just took his eyes off the ball. He was starting to look downfield before he actually caught it. And then the Dolphins did an excellent job. They have been well-schooled in trying to keep Josh Allen in the pocket. There was nowhere for him to run.
Braxton Berrios is back deep to receive on the 10-yard line on the far side of the field. Sam Martin is on the punt. He was not that busy last week. And Martin lets this one go. It's off to the right. It's not going to be a great punt. Actually, it angled back, and Berrios calls for the fair catch. It turned out to be a pretty decent punt. It was 45 yards, and that's where the Dolphins will take over at about the 15-yard line of Miami. The score, with 2 minutes to play in the first quarter, it's Buffalo 7, Miami 7. You're listening to Thursday Night Football on Westwood One.
Hard work is the foundation of the job site. Boot Barn Work and Carhartt are committed to supporting the hard workers that keep our nation moving. Boot Barn Work proudly offers a broad selection of Carhartt workwear and boots, known for durability and quality since 1889. When the work is relentless, Carhartt is trusted to finish the job. With so much on the line, there's no room for cutting corners. Carhartt at Boot Barn Work.
Running your own business can feel a lot like running a one-person relay race. When you've got to expand your team, share the baton with Indeed. Their all-in-one hiring platform has smart tools to help you attract, screen, and hire quality candidates to your roster. And they don't just help you hire faster. 93% of employers agree Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites, according to a recent Indeed survey. Nix the hassle. Start hiring. Learn more at Indeed.com/credit to expand your team today.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
The long-awaited NFL season is finally here. Don't miss a moment of the action with NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV. When you bundle NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, you get access to every game every Sunday. That's the most live NFL games all in one place. It's a must-have for any NFL fan. Sign up today at youtube.com/NFLST. Device and content restrictions apply. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games. Excludes digital-only games.
Tune in to watch all the excitement of the NFL Sunday on CBS and Fox. Check your local listings for games and times in your area. Catch the NFL on CBS and Fox. I wouldn't mind if you turned on the Panthers and the Chargers this Sunday, if you're taking a look at what's on CBS. Here in Miami, along with Ross Tucker, I'm Tom McCarthy. It's 7-7 with 2 minutes to play in the first quarter at Hard Rock Stadium, where in the end zone, if you ever look at old photos of the Orange Bowl, they had the diamonds in the end zone with the word Miami spelled out in those diamonds. That's the look here at Hard Rock Stadium. It's a throwback look. It's really cool.
And that's the uniforms the Dolphins are wearing, which should be their permanent uniforms. They're amazing.
On first down, they hand it off to Achane, who runs left and cuts back right. Nothing doing. He's tripped up and taken down. Balin Spector made the tackle after no gain on the play. 31 combined yards for Achane in this first quarter.
Well, they gave him 7 touches out of their first 16 plays. He now has 8 touches in the first 17 plays. I guess he's healthy, Tom.
Yes.
You don't give unhealthy people that many carries in an NFL game. And how about Spector making that tackle? Bernard, we saw go into the locker room. They're going to need Spector to step up, and he did it right on that play.
He and Dorian Williams are at the linebacker position. They pitch the ball to a cutting Tyreek Hill. Goes an end around. Hill to the far side of the field. Has the first down. And he is spun out of bounds above the 25. It's a gain of 12. Damar Hamlin made the tackle. He's just so fast when he gets rolling.
Especially when everybody's running in one direction.
Right.
He's running in the other. I love the way the Dolphins do this. They have Tyreek Hill hiding behind the offensive lineman in a 3-point stance. Tyreek Hill in a 3-point stance. You can't even see him behind the lineman. So all of the action goes right. He sneaks behind the lineman to the left. Tua flips it to him, and there's all kinds of green grass.
First and 10. The ball spotted at the 29-yard line. Tua to throw. Overthrows his intended receiver, and it's intercepted. It's Christian Benford on the near side of the field. It's the second INT of the first half for the Buffalo Bills.
I find it hard to believe that was just a bad throw from Tua Tagovailoa. He is way too accurate. He's trying to throw the ball to Robbie Chosen, who they just promoted from the practice squad, and they're not on the same page. I mean, Robbie Chosen ran like a 12-yard stop route, and Tua threw the ball like Chosen was going to keep going down the field. You know, this is what happens sometimes when you're not as comfortable with some of your third and fourth receivers, right? The Dolphins are banged up, and that's 2 plays where Tua has thrown the ball to somebody other than Waddle or Hill that have been very costly.
And the Bills spotted at the 44-yard line of the Dolphins, moving from right to left. They shovel past it to a cutting Shakir behind Josh Allen, and Shakir is tripped up along the numbers on the left side. He did get a short gain of 2 yards. It'll be second down and 8. Javon Holland made the tackle.
That was a beautiful tackle by Holland. I mean, Connor McGovern, the center, is trying to block him out in space. For Holland to make McGovern miss and then be able to make that tackle on a guy like Shakir, who's shifty in the open space, that's the key. The key to when you're tackling, Tom, is the hips. Shakir's hips don't lie.
9 seconds and counting here in the first quarter. The Bills will just let the clock run out. And that is the end of the first quarter with the score in this AFC East matchup. The Dolphins 7, the Bills 7. You're listening to Thursday Night Football on Westwood. Ross Tucker, who will mention many pop singers tonight. I'm Tom McCarthy. We begin the second quarter with the Bills and the Dolphins tied up at 7. Time to check the schedule games coming up on Westwood One, sponsored by Hulu Plus Live TV. Sunday night, it's the Bears and the Texans. On Monday night, the Falcons at the Eagles. And next Thursday, the Pats will be at the Jets. Tired of paying for cable TV? Switch to Hulu Plus Live TV today to watch over 95 live channels. Live TV plan is required. Restrictions apply. Learn more at Hulu.com. I want to apologize for not catching the Shakir reference a moment ago, but I'm going to be keen to it for the rest of the night.
Well, I want to apologize that I wasn't able to find a way to get it into the TV broadcast on Sunday. I mean, the guy is shifty and his last name's Shakir. The hips don't lie.
Well, back on the field, the Bills are trying to capitalize on the second turnover by the Dolphins. It's 2nd and 8 from the Dolphins' 42. Moving from left to right, set up on the far hash mark. It's a 3-man, now 4-man front for the Dolphins. Allen out of the gun, pumps once to man off his feet, rolls, pumps again, slides down inside the 40 on the near side to the 39. So it's a gain of 2, possibly 3, depending on their spot. He's just so hard to defend because he has that pump fake at him, and he's got those legs.
And now they're like at the 38, 39-yard line here, Tom. So very likely I would suggest 4-down territory for the Bills. So if you're the offensive coordinator, Joe Brady, you kind of want to know that from your head coach, Sean McDermott, before the play. Hey, do I have 2 downs here to get the 5 yards or not?
Shakir's in motion on 3rd and 5 from the 39 of the Dolphins. Out of the gun is Allen. He drops back to pass. Pressure's coming. He has time. Throws to his left. Pass is complete to Shakir. He's got it at the 29-yard line. So he's got a first down. It's a gain of 10. He just sat in front of his defender. David Long was there, among others.
I think that's a tough ask, Tom. I mean, the Dolphins only rushed 3. And so at some point, with a quarterback like Josh Allen and how strong his arm is, you sit in the zone and only rush 3, and he has 4 or 5 seconds.
Yep.
He's going to put that ball on somebody's chest for a first down.
Cook is back in the ball game. In motion to the far side is Mac Hollins. They hand it off to Cook, and Cook is spun around. He keeps his bearings on his feet, goes to the middle of the field to the 25, and he somehow gains 3 yards. Jordan Brooks made the tackle.
Let's go, baby.
Missed the tackle in the backfield.
Yeah, and I think initially it was Jalen Ramsey because that's who Keon Coleman was.
Made it, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button on the screen.
Like Keon, that's the guy you got to block.
Yeah, that's not a good block.
He kind of just gave him a shove and almost helped him in there. I saw this last week against the Jaguars. Ramsey missed a couple of tackles. He's now the highest paid corner in the league, $24.1 million. He's going to make those plays.
2nd down and 7. In motion is Curtis Samuel in the backfield. Allen is pointing out the Mike linebacker. It looks like it's David Long. Play clock is down to 1. He takes a snap out of the gun, drops back to pass, looks to his left, throws to his left for Samuel. Leaping attempt. It's incomplete. The defender, Jordan Brooks, was in his face, and that's a tough ask.
Well, Curtis Samuel should not be able to be covered by a linebacker. I mean, he lined up as a running back, so they have Jordan Brooks, the linebacker, covering him. That is a huge mismatch. And I promise you one thing, Tom. If I'm ever an NFL wide receiver, okay, probably unlikely at this point.
It would be cool.
I will be better at drawing pass interference than these guys. Come back towards the ball. He never turned his head around.
3rd down and 7 from the 25. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Ty Johnson in the backfield. Allen takes the snap, looks to his left, dancing, throws left at the feet of Ty Johnson, incomplete. Allen's frustrated as he claps his hands and goes off the field. So this will be a long field goal attempt for Tyler Bass.
And he makes the field goal. I'm going to try to get this back closer to live here, guys. I just got home.
Before you have one of your wide receivers being covered by an off-the-ball inside backer, that has to be a touchdown. Then that play, Josh had all kinds of time to throw the ball and then just threw it in the dirt at Johnson's feet. It wouldn't have been a first down anyway.
Well, this will be a 43-yard field goal attempt for the middle of the field for Tyler Bass, kicking from left to right. Good snap, good hold. Kick is on its way, and it is good. And the Bills, 10 points off turnovers, retake the lead. And a reminder that for every field goal made tonight and throughout the remainder of the season, Barbasol will make a donation to Kurt and Brenda Warner's Treasure House, a living community for adults with disabilities. Barbasol Shaving Cream, America's #1 shaving cream. Close Shave America.
Let's go, guys. Smash that like button on the stream.
To play in the first half.
Bills go up 3 points, 10-7. Hope everybody's having a great day today. Thank you guys for stopping in the channel. Who's going to win, guys? Don't forget we got the poll going right now. And drop your votes in the poll. Looks like this has been a close game so far. I'm glad I got home in time. I got held up at work. I had some issues I ran into, so I made it here, guys. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. Dolphins Bills. What a great game. And this game is only on Amazon Prime. For those of you who don't have Prime, hey, get it here on KimbroNator on YouTube. I'll keep you up to date with everything I see. I'll bring in the radio broadcast and try to minimize the commercials so you don't have to listen to all these commercials. That is my goal, so welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you're having an amazing day today. And let's see here. Nope, not on that one. Yep, there we go. So this is full screen mode, guys. So Buffalo Bills are going into Miami, and it's, I believe the stats, I don't have it pulled up right now. It's 1 out of 6 of the last times the Buffalo Bills have faced them, or Miami's faced Buffalo. They've only won 1 game out of the last 6 games. So Buffalo has odds, but Miami's playing at home. Don't forget to check out my picks video and see who I picked. See what you guys think on this. But I'll go ahead and tell you, you don't have to go stop out and go watch it. I picked the Bills tonight. I don't know why my camera is like throwing me off. But anyway, below us here we have the up-to-date baseball scores, so check that out. It's getting close. October is going to be here before we know it, and baseball playoffs will be happening. Ladies and gentlemen. And here we go. We're back.
McCarthy and Ross Tucker here in the Granger broadcast booth at Miami Gardens, Florida. The Bills will kick it off as Bass kicks it out of the back of the end zone. Give your
another
team an edge with Granger.
Touchback as usual.
Solutions for every industry, plus fast delivery and 24/7 support. When you call, click Granger.com or just stop on by. 10-7 Buffalo, 10 points off turnovers for the Bills. And now they go back on defense. Tuhill, knee, questionable. Bernard Peck injury, he's questionable as well.
And both interceptions by Tua Tagovailoa went to receivers that they got after training camp started. They really don't have number 3 or number 4 receivers, especially with Malik Washington out, that they can trust. I don't know if we'll see Tua Tagovailoa throw the ball to those guys anymore.
Jalen Wright is in for the first time, the rookie from Tennessee. He starts left, goes right, and he's shuttled down from behind.
Good sign. Tuhill's back out there. Tuhill made the tackle.
Yep, gain of 4. I had to do a double take on that. 2nd down and 6. 12:25 to play, first half. 10-7 Buffalo. Again, the Bills have won 11 of 12 over the Dolphins. Tua Tagovailoa is 1-6 against Josh Allen. Jalen Wright, who last year ran for over 1,000 yards at Tennessee, had 18 rushing touchdowns in the backfield. Tagovailoa, the one-handed grab off the snap. He hands it off to Wright, and he goes right up the middle along the block of his left guard. He's got a first down, but there is a flag that came in for the backside. Damar Hamlin made the tackle after a gain of 10.
Remember Damar Hamlin? He's the one that had the cardiac arrest against the Bengals.
Number 72. 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
First
Armstead
penalty of the year for Armstead, the veteran.
So what's interesting about that is he had a double team with Durham Smythe, the tight end right there. And, boy, I don't know. I'm looking at it on the monitor. It felt like a pretty good block to me by Armstead. His right hand is inside. You know, maybe the left hand got up there a little bit, but Ed Oliver, who was blocking, was blocked out by Smythe anyway. Not a fan of that call. And by the way, I don't know how the Dolphins do it. Jalen Wright has some serious juice You
He sure
hit
does.
the hole right there.
Yep.
He has got some explosiveness in that lower body.
4th round pick in this year's draft. He's in motion out of the backfield. Tagovailoa shovels it forward to Jonnu Smith. Left side inside the numbers. Hurdles to the 30 to the 35-yard line before he's taken down by Dorian Williams. He's got he's close to a first down. We'll see where they mark it. It's a gain of about 16, so he's about 2 yards shy.
I would love to know how many screens or screen-type plays Mike McDaniel has in the playbook.
He's got a ton. What do you guys think?
A bunch of bubble screens and tunnel screens. This time it's almost a little shovel to the tight end. He's got to have double-digit screens in the game plan.
3 receivers to the right, including Achane. Tagovailoa out of the gun, throws to his left to a leaping Tyreek Hill.
Just missed him.
He felt like he was held.
It looked like he was on the second angle of the.
It just wasn't a great pass.
That one I'm puzzled by because Waddle was very open under.
Fair caught at the 15.
And would have been able to get the first down. Now Hill got twisted up Hill a little bit, and as a result, Hill lost his footing. Otherwise, it would have been a completion.
Jake Bailey on to punt the ball away. Codrington is back deep inside his 15-yard line as Bailey kicks it from right to left. This is a high, booming kick, and a fair catch is called at the 15 on the near side of the field. It's a 50-yard punt, and the Bills will go back on offense.
Here come the Bills again. Can they score, guys? Like I said earlier, we got the poll going in chat. You guys have got 22 votes in. Majority of us are saying Dolphins. I think the Dolphins can win, but Bills are a good team. These are 2 good teams. I think it's going to go down the wire. We will see. And the over-under is Miami by 1.5 points. I mean, even the bets. I mean, Vegas thinks it's going to be a close game, so I think it will too. You guys see the likes are up to 12 likes on the stream. Be sure to drop the like button on the stream. That's the best way to support the stream. It's free, and it helps boost this channel, get up to more and more people out there, get more people in here with us. Let's have a great time tonight. Charles, I did pick the Eagles. I'm not sure if you're in chat, but 10:54 to go in the second quarter. Here's the layout. Man, oh man, this is probably one of the better matchups of this week. There's not a whole lot of matchups where 2 teams are gonna duke it out. There's a lot of mismatches, I think, this week in the NFL. So if you have not already, be sure there's a Pick'ems video that I do each week with my nephew, and I've uploaded on the channel here and aired today, so be sure to check that out and see the picks, and see we also have a Pick'em lead. If you want to join the league, be sure to join the league as well. It's never too late. So just because we were ahead, we could have some bad weeks. You never know. Thursday night football at the Hard Rock Stadium.
The 2024 NFL season is underway. Get your tickets today through Ticketmaster, SeatGeek, and Sports Illustrated Tickets. Members of the NFL Ticket Network. Visit NFL.com/tickets to purchase today. 10:54 to play in the first half here at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Along with Ross Tucker, I'm Tom McCarthy. It is 10-7 Buffalo. The Bills with the football. Bills have started at the Dolphins 37, their own 30, the Dolphins 44, and now this is their toughest field position at the 15-yard line. But they've scored 10 points off turnovers. Miami's got 2 turnovers and 3 penalties so far in this first half. Ray Davis in the backfield. Shakir's in motion to the near side. Allen is under center. Only the second time he's been under center tonight. Off the play fake, he drops back to pass. Pressure's coming. He dumps it off to Davis to his right.
Nowhere.
Davis trying to outrun the defense, and he's wrapped up from behind and taken down. Chop Robinson, the rookie from Penn State, and a loss of 1.
You're not going to outrun him. I mean, he was maybe the #1 athletic phenom at the scouting combine in February. To run a sub 4.4 at 250 pounds. That's why
huge.
he got drafted in the first round by the Dolphins, even though he's not a polished player yet as an edge rusher. He still needs to work on his craft a little bit and get some more moves other than just running as fast as he can around the corner.
16 snaps last week. Samuel in motion out of the backfield. Allen to throw. Throws to the middle. Passes complete to Shakir.
There's flags on the play.
And he's hit, and the ball's, and he's spun down, and flags.
It looked like they're motioning ahead. The players are motioning ahead.
Made the tackle for the Dolphins.
Matt Collins immediately called for a penalty, thinking Shakir got hit in the head.
It's a gain of 19, and let's see what the officials say. It's Bill Vinovich who's the referee.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Defense number 21. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Jordan Poyer, 682 career tackles, 22 career interceptions with the Buffalo Bills.
I think it's a good call. I mean,
yeah, he did hit him in the head. So
I think he was trying to put his right shoulder in there, but his helmet hit Shakir's helmet as he was making the catch, right? So Shakir is protected as a defenseless player while he's in the act of making a catch. You cannot deliver a blow to the head or neck area. Poyer absolutely did to his former teammate of the past 2 seasons.
Dolphins overcame over 100 yards in penalties last week to win their ball game. It'll be 1st and 10 from midfield. Man in motion. They hand the ball off to Davis. Davis runs up the middle, sheds one blocker, and gets down to the 41-yard line. Actually, the market closer to the 42. David Long and Jordan Poyer make the tackle. Ray Davis, also a rookie, Ross, from Kentucky and Vanderbilt and Temple. Great story. Overcame homelessness in the streets of San Francisco when he was a young boy. 2nd and 1, ball at the 41-yard line. Here comes the blitz. Allen hands it off to Davis again. Davis makes a few men miss and then gets inside the 35, running right up the middle before he's eventually taken down by Javon Holland. It's a gain of 9.
Bills' offensive line starting to take over right now. I wouldn't be surprised if Joe Brady keeps running it. He's one of those guys, which I love, by the way. If you run the ball back-to-back plays and you're getting double-digit yards or close to it, do it again. Now, maybe he'll do a play-action pass here, thinking that the Dolphins are geared up for another run, but I like to make the defense prove they can stop it.
Davis, 2 carries, 18 yards.
They're going to try. They're going to run it down their throat if they don't.
2 receivers to the right. They hand it off to Davis again. Davis is bumped into by Ogba in the backfield, and he didn't get much. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. He may have lost one. We'll see where the spot is. Calais Campbell is credited with the tackle. I really think Ogba, though, blew that play up.
He did. The cut was going backside. Davis didn't see it. It was well blocked on the backside because the Dolphins overplayed it.
Loss of 1. James Cook checks back in for the Bills. 8:17 to play first half. 10-7 Buffalo inside Miami territory. Dolphins show blitz in the middle. They bring up David Long and Jordan Brooks to the middle of the field, the linebackers. Out of the gun is Allen, and movement right side of the offensive line. It's Spencer Brown, who just signed a 4-year contract extension for the Bills.
Full start. Offense number 79. 5-yard penalty. Go 2nd down.
Can't hide 6'8", Ross.
No, and that's actually the Bills' first penalty of the game. I mean, the Dolphins already have 4 penalties. They've got 2 turnovers, and that's not conducive to winning, obviously. Spencer Brown had one of those last
Hey,
week
Lloyd.
as well.
Chat just popped up. Going great, my friend. I just got home.
So the ball's moved back to the 38-yard
just a little bit ago, so I wasn't able to start live, but I got the radio broadcast going since I couldn't be here.
To the left, out of the gun is Allen. Sets up in the pocket, slings it to the middle for Shakir, and he's hit by David Long immediately. Right at the 35, 36-yard line. It's a gain of 3. That was a good tackle by David Long.
I'm not sure what Josh Allen's thinking there. I mean, he's leading Shakir.
I'm trying to get the radio as close as I can. It's still a good minute behind.
David Long is just waiting for him, waiting to blast him. I don't think you throw the ball to the guy in that situation. I think you try to throw the ball elsewhere.
Allen is 7 for 11 so far. It's 3rd down and 12. They're 1 of 4 on 3rd down so far. 3 receivers and a diamond to the right. Now Shakir goes in motion to the left. Low snap handled by Allen. Dances around the pocket. Rolls to the near side. Looking downfield. Throws on the run. He's got Ty Johnson inside the 5. And he's tackled down to the 1. He beat Jalen Ramsey. It's a gain of 33 yards.
Wow.
And you saw the power of of Josh Allen's arm.
And that is what happens when you allow Josh Allen to break contain. That's why it was one of the keys to the game. You cannot, if you're Jalen Phillips.
And you can see they've already got some points on the board, so we see what's fixing to happen here.
Josh Allen rolls right, and then
he just walks in the end zone.
He can run, or he can rifle a pass to one of his backup running backs.
First and goal from the 1, from the near hash mark, moving from left to right. Allen under center. Cook in the backfield. They hand it off to Cook over the block of his left guard into the end zone. Untouched. Touchdown, Buffalo. Up 16-7 with 6:25 to play here in the first half.
That is as easy of a rushing touchdown on the goal line.
That was easy.
As you will ever see in the NFL. I had
the Staples always says
to make
that
sure
was easy.
The Dolphins weren't trying to let him score. That's what it looks like.
It did.
When the defense is late in the game trying to let you score. There was nobody within 3 yards of him as he crossed the goal line. I'm not even sure how that's possible. It was
points good. They go up 17-7 now.
Shakir, but that was way.
So the over/under for this game is 49 points.
Bass is on for the point after from the far hash mark, kicking from left to right. Solid snap, solid boot through the uprights, and the Bills are on top by 10, 17-7, with 6:25 to play in the first half. You're listening to.
And we're right back here, guys. It is Buffalo Bills, Miami Dolphins, 17-7, 6:25 to go in the second quarter. Odds are Miami's got to slow down Buffalo's offense, and they got to sustain their drives. You know, I think Tua on the little bit that I've been able to catch him here, I've missed the whole first quarter. I caught it in the second quarter. Looked like he was forcing the ball on the couple throws I was seeing there. He's got to just, lock it down. Don't force it. When they're open, hit them. I think they can make some adjustments at halftime. They did last week, so let's see what they can do. Still a lot of football left, so don't turn it off just yet, guys. Benjamin, go fish. Go Dolphins, Benjamin. 27 votes, guys. Keep those votes coming in. Bum, 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 bum. All right, keep those likes rolling in, ladies and gentlemen. We got 15 likes on the stream. Those likes are the best way to support the stream. They're free, and it helps boost this channel up. Let's get it out there. So we got the dynamic kickoff coming from Buffalo to Miami. I bet you it's going to be a touchback. Most of them are with this new kickoff rule in the NFL that's went into effect this year. It's the same kickoff scheme that the UFL and the XFL is doing. So curious to see how this goes this season, if they make any modifications to it. All right, we're coming back.
A reminder that you can watch NFL Network and Westwood One announcers Rich Eisen and Kurt Warner Sundays at 9 a.m. Eastern on NFL Game Day morning, only on NFL Network. 6:25 to play in the first half. Buffalo on the road here in Miami, up 17-7. They seem to have a little bit more of a rhythm than they did last week in the first half against the Cardinals. Meanwhile, it's the opposite for Miami compared to the rhythm they were in at the end of the game last week against Jacksonville.
What do we say?
Dolphins need to try to get something going here. Already down 2 scores, but this is exactly what it was like last week.
Yep. Bass will kick it off. Berrios back deep to receive, and he will take a knee 3 yards up on the near side of the end zone.
Tua's got 2 picks tonight, too.
Westwood One football broadcast. Every Westwood One football broadcast this season is once again available on all Alexa-enabled devices. Just say "Open Westwood One."
Anybody have him for their fantasy player?
Straight to the action. That's
I'm sorry if
Westwood
you do.
Sports
Man,
to listen
I was hurt.
Alexa. All right, so the Dolphins go back at it. Achan checks back into the ball game. Pistol formation behind Tagovailoa on first down from the 30. Tyreek Hill in motion. Little red on the 0 on the back of his jersey. Tagovailoa hands it off to Achane. Goes right over the block of his center. Cuts to his left across the 40, the 45, and right to the Dolphins logo before DeMar Hamlin makes the tackle. It's a burst of 17 yards for Achane, who has 44 yards in this first half.
This is my kind of game, Tom. These teams are both running it so well. Awesome blocks on the linebacker by the tight end Julian Hill and the pulling guard Robert Jones. The left guard pulled up into the hole. They both ate up both linebackers, neither whom of which were projected to be starters for the Bills this year.
Under 6 minutes to play in the first half. Again, pistol formation. They hand it off to Achane, who runs left, cuts back right, slips one tackle before Balin Spector wraps him up from behind and takes him down. A gain of 5 and inside Buffalo territory.
Here we go, Buffalo.
The fact that the Bills are without arguably their 3 best defensive players.
So Dolphins.
Their 2 linebackers.
I want to see them score. 5 minutes to go before half.
And I think the Dolphins finally have kind of figured it out, and they're trying to take advantage of it. Right now it's runs right up the middle, right at them. Pretty soon they'll try to take advantage of those guys in the passing game.
I formation with Ingold as the fullback.
Oh, I'd run it if you can. Just keep running it.
Cuts left and dives forward, and he gets inside the 45 to the 44. Toohill made the tackle. It's a gain of 4. And the third player is Taron Johnson, who was injured last week against Arizona. And they played the entire game without him against the Cardinals pretty much.
Those are their 3 second-level defenders, right? I mean, a nickelback is more or less the third linebacker these days, and so the Bills have backups at all 3 positions at the.
They gave it to the fullback, and
so I would imagine the Dolphins
get the fullback in there. I'm just a split second ahead.
Or run it right out.
4.5 to play in the first half. Tagovailoa taps his foot, takes the snap, hands it to Ingold, the fullback, and he stood up, and he's pushed back immediately. There's a whole host of guys. Balin Spector was there. Dorian Williams was there. And Dwayne Carter was there as well. Am I missing anybody?
Those backup linebackers that we're talking about, they said heck no, especially Dorian Williams. That's what he can do.
They're going for it.
He is a downhill thumper. The Dolphins here on 4th down. I think this is the right move. At a minimum, try for the hard kick.
Tua held on to it too long, guys.
4th and 2 for the 45. He takes the snap. No hard count. He's in trouble. He's sacked.
He held on to it too long.
Dolphins territory.
He stepped up in the pocket and collapsed on him.
No more. And the celebration for the Bills defense at the 33-yard line.
They're flying high right now, them Bills are.
It's a bull rush.
Well, listen, Tom, it was a terrific bull rush by Ed Oliver. He lifted up Robert Jones and pushed him back, but you still can't step up into that sack if you're Tua Tagovailoa.
3:45 to play in the first half.
They got the ball back.
17, Miami 7. There's a break in the action. You're listening to Thursday Night Football.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen. It's taking a turn. Buffalo's got the ball back with plenty of time. Are they going to get some points off of this to really seal the deal? You know, try to put it away before this second half starts? What do you think? They're in Miami's territory. They're on the 48-yard line, so, man. Bum, 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 bum. Still a lot of football left. A whole second half to go, guys. So looking at the overall stats of this game so far, both teams, Buffalo's at 140 yards of total offense, and the Dolphins are at 138. Pretty crazy. But the Dolphins have 2 turnovers. That goes to show you those turnovers hurt bad. Buffalo's better at passing. They got 108 yards passing and 32 rushing. The Dolphins are 74 rushing and 64 passing. So they're right there together. It's going to be a great game. Dolphins cannot have any more turnovers. That's for sure. No more interceptions, no more fumbles. They got to hold on to the ball.
Back here in Miami, along with Russ Tucker, I'm Tom McCarthy. Buffalo 17, Miami 7, with 3:45 to play in the first half, which I know sounds very familiar to the Dolphins fans because that was the score at halftime last week, but it's a little different story now. This will be the 5th possession for the Bills. It'll be the 3rd possession where the Bills will start inside Miami territory.
Well, and that's another turnover, right? It's a turnover on downs, but it's another turnover. That's 3 now for the Dolphins.
What in the world?
The position they were in last week, Jacksonville was about to go up 24-7 until Javon Holland punched the ball out and made the game-saving play.
Mac Hollins in motion. They hand it off to Cook. Cook bursts right through the middle, cuts to his right, inside the 35.
He got through the secondary. I don't know where the secondary was.
Into the end zone. He flipped right into the end zone. 49-yard run. It's his 3rd touchdown of the night. And the Bills are up 23-7.
Pending the extra point. And you can see they do make it. So it's just a touch ahead of us.
Old-fashioned butt whooping right now.
It is a butt whooping.
That was just
literally a butt whooping at home too.
Where the Bills got a couple of double teams at the point of attack. There's a huge hole. Cook burst through it. No idea where the second-level defenders are. And then he totally eviscerated the angle of his former teammate, Jordan Poyer.
5 carries, 60 yards for Cook. 3 touchdowns. Bass on for the point after. Far hash mark. Good snap. Good hold. Everything is good for the Buffalo Bills. On top 24-7 with 3:36 to play here in the first half. There's a break in the action. It's the Bills 24, Dolphins 7. You're listening to Thursday Night Football on.
After halftime, I'm going to switch it over to the actual prime coverage and stop the radio. You guys good with that? $17 likes. Can we make 20 likes before halftime? 3 more likes before halftime. Can we do it?
In week 1, there's so much sloppiness for a lot of teams, including teams where a lot is expected. And then it starts to clean up in week number 2. It seems like it's taken a step back for the Dolphins and a step forward for the Bills.
There's no doubt about it. There's so much talk all offseason about how the Dolphins defenders were so happy that Vic Fangio was gone and Anthony Weaver was the new defensive coordinator. They're not playing like it.
The kickoff goes just below the goalpost over the head of Braxton Berrios, and now the Dolphins down 24-7. They have a lot of work to do. They've got plenty of time to do it, but it probably needs to start right here with 3:36
right here, right now.
In the first half.
I think that's very well said, Tom. I mean, there's a lot of football to be played. The Dolphins have arguably the most explosive offense in the league with their dynamic receivers, but they definitely need to get another score here before half, right? I mean, they're down 3 scores now at 17 points. Any score to just go into half down 2 would make a big difference.
3 receivers bunched to the left, and now Berrios in motion. Wright is in the backfield. Quick toss to the near side for Waddle. Waddle inside the numbers is tripped up by Cam Lewis right around the 30-yard line. It's no gain on the play, and Cam Lewis has stepped up these first 2 weeks for the Bills.
I had no idea he was this good. You know, he's kind of a backup safety, backup nickelback. The Bills are without Taron Johnson, arguably the best nickel in the whole league, and yet this is the second week in a row where Cam Lewis comes out. He just makes plays.
It's only his 6th start in his NFL career.
He is making the most of it, and I love when backups get a chance to shine and they do the job.
Achane in motion. They zip it to him on the far side along the numbers to the 35, up to the 40. He's got a first down before he's eventually taken down by Dorian Williams. It's a gain of 13 as the clock winds under 3 minutes to play in the first half.
That is 2 more screens to start this drive. It is unbelievable how many screens the Dolphins call. Again, that was a jailbreak screen where you get the offensive lineman out in front of you. Some people call it jailbreak, some people call it tunnel, but you get the right guard and center out in front of you. Dolphins need to do one more play here before the 2-minute warning.
2:25 and counting to play in the first half. Ball on the 43-yard line of Miami. Waddle in motion, high snap. They hand it off to Achane, runs left, and Lewis stops him as he broke away from Berrios on the block. He might have gotten to the 45-yard line, 46, so it'll be second down and 7.
He lost his footing. That's happened.
2-minute warning now.
Tonight. We saw that last
2 minutes. Can the Dolphins at least get some points?
2:01, 2 minutes to play, and that'll be the 2-minute warning. So we've reached the 2-minute warning. It's Buffalo 24, Miami 7.
Running down through the stats, Tua is 8 for 12, 70 yards. 1 TD, 2 interceptions. Allen's 9 for 13, 108, 1 TD, 10 points. Pretty wild, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of football left in this game still. And I've said it a few times already, but yeah, it's to me, this is crucial in a football game right here. This little point and the first 4 minutes of the second half. I'm not sure who got the ball first, but this is crucial for Miami. They got to get some momentum going, at least come off with points. Field goal, preferably a touchdown. You get the ball the second half, you got to score quick. Those first few minutes of each quarter will kind of set the tone if it's going to be a good game the rest of the game. So, let's see what happens. Currently at the 2-minute warning, you can see up here, Miami has the football. The Bengals.
Stay with us for Thursday Night Football Halftime Report, sponsored by Wendy's Breakfast Burrito. Scott Graham will visit with the Bears edge rusher Darrell Taylor as they face Houston Sunday night. That's coming up on the Wendy's Breakfast Burrito Halftime Report. Wendy's bacon or sausage breakfast burrito is everything you want, all rolled up into a warm tortilla. If it's a full-blown breakfast, it's got to be Wendy's at participating U.S. Wendy's. So 2 minutes to play in the first half. It'll be second and 7. The ball is on the 46-yard line. The offense tonight for the Dolphins has really gone through Achane in a lot of ways. 12th carry, 69 yards. 13
he's carrying them tonight.
74 yards. And the rest of the team has 17 touches and 80 yards.
They are certainly leaning on him because he's the guy that has some juice. But it feels like it's been a quiet first half for Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, Waddle's in. Hill is out. Out of the gun, the pitch goes to Achane, running to his right, splits to the defenders, gets up to midfield. Bale and Spector slowed him up. It's a gain of 5, and again, 150 and counting to play in the first half.
This is one of those situations like you talk about sometimes in basketball, Tom, where the Dolphins want this to be the last possession of the first half, or at least give the Bills the ball back with as little time as possible, right? So Dolphins want to get a score, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown, make it a 2-score game, and not leave enough time for Allen to get another score since their defense can't stop him.
The perennial all-pro defensive end, Von Miller, checks in. The pass goes quickly to the right to John
Miller
Smith, who gets to the 45 of Buffalo. Christian Benford is in on the tackle. They'll move the chains. 1:10 and counting to play. Dolphins have all 3 timeouts left. Hurry up offense. Tua out of the gun. Achane to his right. Takes the snap. Thigh high. Throws to his right. Achane along the sidelines. Is out of bounds. Shuttled out by Benford. It's a gain of 4. 57 seconds left to play in the first half. 24-7 Buffalo. The ball spotted on the 41. of the Bills.
Plenty of time still. I mean, they need to, if the clock's moving, they need to hurry up and get on the ball. But with 3 timeouts, a lot of ability for the Dolphins to stop the clock. Plus, the Bills aren't playing outside leverage, which means, and how they are on this play, because before they weren't, which means you can still get out of bounds. Tyreek Hill in the backfield.
Tagovailoa takes the high snap, shovels it to the right for Achane. He makes 3 men miss, then cuts to his left, and he can't make the miss anymore. He slipped down to the ground. Rousseau was there, Johnson was there, and a timeout called by the Dolphins. That was an explosion from the left side of the Bills' defensive line. It's a loss back to the 46.
I don't really understand.
That took him out of field goal range.
I don't understand why so many seconds went off the play clock before the timeout.
Oh, wow. I thought they called a timeout. I thought I saw Mike McDaniel calling the timeout on the sidelines. He did not. The clock wound to 32 seconds.
Yeah, they didn't call a timeout until there was 32 seconds.
Well, this has been sloppy.
He's talking. They might be resetting the game clock.
No, they're only putting 1 more second on it. Ross, I'm telling you, we're on the near side of the field. On the far side, on a diagonal, is Mike McDaniel, who is slightly built, but you can tell who he is. It looked like he was calling for a tight end. Or a timeout, excuse me. And a tight end, but a timeout.
ESPN nor CBS have it updated.
6 of Buffalo. It's 24-7 Bills.
33 seconds to go.
The Dolphins moving from right to left.
They are ahead.
Past the chewed up part of the field, which is right around the logo at midfield. Jeff Wilson checks in the backfield next to Tua Tagovailoa. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right, including Tyreek Hill. Julian Hill, the tight end, is to the right. He's now in motion. Tagovailoa takes the snap, drops back to pass, looks to the middle, slips to his left, runs to his left. He doesn't run that off, but he's inside the 45-40, out of bounds at the 35-yard line with 27 seconds to play. It's a gain of 11, and he truly doesn't run all that much.
No, that's not a big part of his game. He'll do it every once in a while if he has to. He was able to get outside of Gregory Rousseau, and he got a really nice block downfield from Julian Hill, who was running a route. He just turned around and blocked the guy that was covering him. That was the key block for Tua to get the first down. That was huge for the Dolphins to make sure they're in a position to get points here and still have those 2 timeouts getting out of bounds.
3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. In the backfield is Jeff Wilson. Out of the gun is Tagovailoa. Drops back to pass, throws to his left, little screen to Wilson. Wilson goes left to right, inside the 35, now to the 30, and down to the 29. It's a gain of 7, but there's 19 seconds left, and they call a timeout.
There was more yards to be had.
There was.
Wilson made the wrong cut. Jeff Wilson cut inside. He cuts outside behind the left guard, Robert Jones. Robert Jones didn't even get a chance to block anybody.
Any thought as to why Waddle and Hill were off the field on that play? I mean, shouldn't they be in on every play right now?
Yeah, I don't really understand it, especially since Tua ran out of bounds and the clock was stopped. Maybe they're trying to give those guys a little bit of a breather. They're both back on the field now. You know, if McDaniel knew he was throwing a screen, then why not give those guys a little bit of a rest? And hopefully they're full throttle here on this play. So here's the deal. They still have 1 timeout. So the middle of the field is still totally open for the Dolphins. They're not limited to just outbreaking routes. They probably would prefer to not have to use that timeout on this play, but they have it if they need it.
So 21 seconds left. They added 2 seconds. Achane is in motion in the backfield, far to the left of Tagovailoa, who's out of the gun. 3 receivers to the right. Berrios in motion to the near side. Tagovailoa in the middle of the field for Tyreek Hill. He spins, and he's taken down at the 26 with 16 seconds left. And the clock is stopped for the moment.
They just burned their last timeout.
A timeout called by the Dolphins. And that should be it. It's a gain of 6 yards.
So, I mean, the good news is that you got the first down there, but now you had to burn your final timeout. So now you're sort of limited if you're Mike McDaniel. Now, the ball has to either go in the end zone or it has to be an outbreaking route to the sideline, because if the Dolphins get tackled in the field of play, I'm not sure they have enough time to get up on the ball and spike it. Now, if it's a short pass, maybe. But they need to be very, very careful, because you got to get at least a field goal here to make it a 2-score game. Have to.
16 seconds left. Everybody's off the field. The Dolphins break the huddle. It is 1st and 10 from the 23 of Buffalo. Achan in the backfield to the left of Tagovailoa, and now a timeout called by Buffalo, which they had 2 left, and I just think they wanted to make sure the personnel was correct.
Right, so the Bills are not going to have enough time to do anything offensively if they get the ball back. So those timeouts are useless unless they wanted to see what the Dolphins' preferred formation was, call a timeout, and now their D coordinator, Bobby Babich, can say to his guys, fellas, they got a 3-by-1 set. Here's their favorite plays. Be alert for this. And just make sure his guys have their keys and what they need to be looking for against this formation that the Dolphins want to utilize.
Well, the only substitution that the Bills just made is they put Bale Inspector back on. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, nothing has changed from the personnel that they had on the field. 1st and 10 from the 23 of Buffalo with 16 seconds left to play. The ball is in the middle of the field, and the Dolphins going from right to left, down 24-7. Jeff Wilson in the backfield next to Tagovailoa. 2 receivers right, including Tyreek Hill. 2 to the left, including Waddle. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa takes the snap, throws to his right, has Jonnu Smith, who goes out of bounds inside the 15-yard line, or inside the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 7 yards. They'll spot it at the 17.
Hey,
2nd and 3, 12 seconds.
Genius math.
Because that enables the Dolphins to have another opportunity here to maybe throw the ball into the end zone. If you're Tua, you have to be very careful. The Bills are playing
great. I hope you're doing well as doing great as well.
Into the orange, into the end zone. He cannot try to fire the ball in there and get a pick.
Another timeout called by Buffalo, so that's it for the Bills. No timeouts for the Bills.
All the Bills timeouts.
12 seconds left to play in this first half. A first half that's totally belonged to the Bills.
It has. The other reason why you call a timeout here. Now, there's only been 1 play in between these timeouts.
I'm great, man. Everybody don't forget, smash that like button. Let's try to hit 20 likes before halftime.
Coaches before the game, I couldn't handle it.
Highly favored. That's awesome.
Drenched in sweat.
Blessed and highly favored. That is right.
I'm going up. But you call that timeout so that your D-line is fully rested here, Tom. So now, not only does your coach be able to get you set up on the back end, but the guys that you have up front, they are going to be ready to rock and roll here after that timeout in the 86% humidity.
2nd down and 3. The ball on the 16-yard line. If only we could figure out.
There we go. We hit 20 before half.
2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Wilson in the backfield. Tagovailoa takes the snap. He's in trouble. Rolls to his left. Throws on the run. He throws it away. It was intended for Jonnu Smith. Von Miller, Rousseau.
21. Let's go, baby. Keep them coming in.
To throw it away with 8 seconds left to play.
I can't beat that.
The kicking team is coming on the field.
22.
So the throw by Tua was good. That was smart. Mike McDaniel could elect to take a chance here and try to throw the ball in the end zone. You're probably going to be able to do it within 7 seconds, but I think he feels like the benefit's not worth the risk. He's going to kick the field goal now, and I agree.
Sanders, who won the game last week with a 52-yarder, is getting
at
set
some
for a
points.
4-yarder from the
that helps.
mark. Kicking from right to left. Good snap. Good.
Down by 2 scores now.
And it is good with 4 seconds left.
4 seconds, so they're not going to do anything.
Buffalo 24 and Miami 10. The Bills take a knee to wrap up the first half.
I'm pretty sure they will too.
Get the
we'll switch over to the TV broadcast after this.
Well, that's what
because I can get it closer to live.
A touchdown would have been better, but they had to get at least 1 score. So they went into halftime with it being a 2-score game. There's a world of difference between a 2-score game and a 3-score game. That at least puts the Bills within striking distance for Miami.
All right, so Sanders will tee it up at the 35-yard line, kicking from right to left. Codrington back to the left. Davis back to the right. Many of the
Mosquito? You mean mesquite barbecue chips?
As this
can't wait to snack on the mesquite barbecue chips in the Georgia game this Saturday. Right on.
And Davis hops out. So 4 seconds left. Log on to WestwoodOneSports.com every weekday during the NFL season for a brand new episode of the Ross Tucker Football Podcast. Listen at your convenience at westwood1sports.com/Ross Tucker. You got some ideas for tomorrow?
Well, yeah, it's a Picks Friday.
All right, we're gonna switch over now.
And we go to Kaylee.
Well, Coach, your offense likes to say everybody eats. How have you been to achieve the balance we've seen tonight?
Well, everyone's just doing their job. That's what we got to do. We got to continue with this. This team, is powerful, potent on offense and special teams, so we got to keep it up here.
Yeah, but on defense, even with the key injuries you have, how have you been able to neutralize Miami's big playability and that speed?
Hey, guys are just making plays, getting off blocks, being strong with their fundamentals, believing in each other.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All righty, and we are here at halftime, guys. Halftime is up among us, guys. 23 likes on the stream. Let's keep those likes coming in. 33 votes. Wish we had 33 likes, but we're only 10 away. That's great. So smash that like button on the stream. Do vote as well. Let me know where you guys are watching from. I'm bringing this to you from Texas. It's Thursday Night Football. Start of week 2, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not already, we have our picks video dropped today on the channel. It's live now. So you can check that out, see all the picks that I've picked for this week 2 of the NFL. And how am I going to do this week, guys? I'm not doing good so far because I did pick the Dolphins to beat Buffalo tonight. So it's crazy, right? Thinking, you never know. I missed 2 last week. I was 14. I won 14 and lost 2. Both teams are 1-0 coming in. Miami's playing at home. Their last 7 games, the Bills have won 6 of them. So Miami's 1-6. They're due for a win. So, but if you go back, 20 years, you go back to the 80s and the 90s, the Miami Dolphins had the Bills number back during Marino's days, and you had Jim Kelly for Buffalo. So I guess it was due to flip at some point. So it's due to flip back too, I would think. Rowan Bowman. Rough first half. It is indeed, man. It is indeed. What really hurt the first half, and I was looking at the stats earlier, Miami's beating them in total yardage. Miami's sitting at 192 yards of total offense. Buffalo has 188. But those 2 turnovers killed them, looks like. I didn't get to catch the first quarter, and that's when it looks like it hurt them. So those couple picks really set the tempo for Buffalo, fortunately. Yep, it is what it is. So, can they calm it down? And I did not catch, Rowan. Did you catch the games? Who received the kickoff? I didn't catch the start of the game. I guess I could go through, see if ESPN listed here.
Tying the most ever by a Bill in the first half. Jerm, what do you make of this performance?
It's concerning, CT. It's concerning because
for the Dolphins.
It's concerning for the Dolphins and Anthony.
Miami.
You go into this game knowing you have to stop Josh Allen, but you don't expect James Cook to go out here 4th and 3, get open, you run a crosser, you sneak him out the backfield, he gets where he needs to go, and then it's just bully ball at the goal line. Nobody wants to hit, nobody wants to tackle. This is a physical brand. Then it's saying you want to get exotic on defense, we're going to run the ball down in your throat, outrun your safety. We're going to play better football than you. And it's tough.
Yeah, it is tough. And I'll tell you what, we talked about in the pregame show, with Gabe Davis left, Stephon Diggs left, who's going to step up and be the go-to guy for this Buffalo Bills offense? And I talked about Dalton Kincaid and him being out there in that first drive that they had. They went down and used him right away. Last week, he had 1 catch.
Buffalo kicked off. So Buffalo gets the ball to start. Yeah, I just pulled it up here to find. Yeah, so that's That's fine. So Miami, for the key for Miami is they got to shut them down. Cook is eating them alive. Cook is setting at
They said everybody eats. That's their
five attempts for 60 yards and 2 TDs. And his longest run was only 49 yards, which they had a stacked line, and once he got through the secondary, he was gone.
Picks so far in the first half. Fitz, what are you seeing from him?
Well, one or two is superpowers. It's timing and anticipation, right? So we've got 2 receivers he's throwing to on the interceptions. He hasn't had a lot of work with. Grant DeBose, they picked him up on August 28th. Look at when he releases this ball. He's not looking at him. Tua's clock is sped up a little bit at the beginning of the game. Yeah, he's accurate, but it was a little bit early. And then this one, the artist formerly known as Robbie Anderson. Same thing, depth of the route. A little bit off, he slips out of the cut. Is it a high throw? We're not sure because Robbie got picked up on August 29th. So when we're watching this game right now, this is what you talked about in pregame. The Bills look like the older brother right now, and the Miami looks a little shell-shocked.
They do, and we talked about it in pregame. When you're like this and you've been beat by a team so many times, that pressure, it leads to you just waiting for that bad moment, the turnover, a bad series, and all of a sudden, what do you say to yourself? Here we go again. And that's really what you see in this team. They look a little shook. They look a little too excited. They got to just be themselves. Calm down. You got a half of football to go win. You got to fight your way back in this game.
We know what. Sorry, go ahead, Trim.
The leaders got to lead. The leaders got to lead. The leaders don't show up and win.
How's Kincaid? I haven't seen Kincaid at all.
You're going to need to show up big.
What they pay you the money for?
This is why they pay you the big bucks. Show up in the second half and make a big stand. But if you're Josh Allen, this is when you put the nail in the coffin. You say, hey, these boys aren't in my league, and you step on them.
Well, we saw what Miami did last week against the Jaguars, overcoming that first half 14-point deficit. Hopefully for them, they do that today. But meanwhile, next week, we're heading to New York for the Jets home opener. Aaron Rodgers, Garrett
Rodgers,
and
Rodgers.
Face Gerard Mayo and the surprising New England Patriots. Coverage starts 7 p.m. Eastern with TNF tonight. All right, let's take a look at the play of the first half in Prime Vision. Josh Allen to who else? James Cook. 4th down for the 17-yard touchdown to open the scoring. To experience Prime Vision in the second half, just hit down twice on your remote. More from Miami after this.
That is right, Rowan. We're sitting at 24 likes on the stream, guys. Keep those likes coming in. All it does is help boost this channel. It's free. Doesn't cost you guys anything. So I appreciate those likes. What do you guys think about the new look? This is something different. If Rowan was on, he'd be above me. And I can do this, so we're here. We're live. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go, baby. Oh, you have Buffalo's. Well, he kicked a field goal. Yeah, I can't. It was a 30. I think it was a 35-yard field goal is what he kicked earlier.
F1 Grand Prix takes place right here at the stadium every May. And yesterday, well, we had some fun of our own. More on Tony's experience later in the post-game. Stay tuned after the game for the first running of the TNF Grand Prix. It'll all make sense then. All right, back to this game.
Oh my God, the chest hair was hanging out on you, buddy. You look good. That was impressive.
Even mine was hanging out, chest hair included. With trailing by 14, Tyreek Hill, he only has 2 catches for 16 yards. Got to get him more involved, of course. What other second half adjustments do you want to see from this Dolphins team?
Well, this style of offense is that, they want to get them going. They want to get the speed, the tempo, get that first down, get some momentum going. So I think it's go back to some of these runs. They've had some good runs that they've been able to pop through this Bills defense, establish the run early, get some first downs, get some tempo, and then take those shots, and we got to hit on them.
Yeah, and remember,
got to hit on them.
Isn't in this game. They lost Matt Milano, and then all of a sudden Terrell Bernard goes out. They're decimated on defense. They have to stick with the run the football, and then best defense for Buffalo The offense needs to keep going and grind up that clock.
Yeah, it's a pec injury, questionable for return for Bernard.
Well, you talked about that. I think if you're the Miami Dolphins right now, last week Tua had to go in there and make that crazy speech or whatever it was. You better get vocal this time, because if they don't go out there and play way better than that the second half, this could ruin their season. I'm telling you, losing to this team like this in their home field, that's not a good thing.
The narrative will continue if they don't.
All right, we will see you guys post-game, but things have not gone according to plan for Miami and Tua. He's been intercepted twice, including one by Christian Benford. Bills fans are thrilled as their team leads this one
25, push to 30. Let's go, baby. Still shows 24 on here though. Sometimes I don't know if it's bots or something that hits like on the stream or what, but the video that I posted at lunchtime, the picks video that dropped today, I kid you not, I looked at that video and it literally had 7 likes on it. There's 7 likes on that video, like 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. And later on in the day, I look again, and that video, let me pull it back up. It may have changed again. I'm kind of curious to see where it's at. It dropped to 3. It dropped to 3 likes. And it's up to 6 likes now. But I don't know what happened. I guess people maybe liked it and unliked it. Yeah, no, there's no dislikes. It was 7 around 2, then it dropped to 3. Now it's back to 6. So who knows? Never know with these things at times. Well, it looks like we didn't get shadow banned tonight on YouTube on the football game, because the last time we had one, we got shadow banned and had nobody in here. Couldn't find it on the line, so that's good news though. I always go and check, because there's probably 5 million bots streaming tonight. If I had to guess, I bet there's 5 million bots streaming this thing. The 17, I never seen it got to 17. It was it got up to it was 7. That's what I saw. See, I'm searching for me. I'm not seeing mine, so.
Buffalo Bills have a 14-point halftime lead. Some particulars now. 3 touchdowns tonight for James Cook, tying a team record for touchdowns in the first half. 2 on the ground, 1 in the air. H.A. one of 2 active players with 13 TDs through his first 13 career games. Saquon Barkley did that, of course, with the Giants at that point, now with Philadelphia. And there is your quarterback comparison. So, once again, Kurt, Miami down by 14, but the Bills are not the Jaguars when they came from behind last week. What does Miami have to do now?
You got to take care of the ball. I mean, the 2 turnovers, the Bills are able to turn it into 10 points. The turnover downs near midfield, another touchdown. They got to also get back to being aggressive. It's tough to do with the style of defense that Buffalo is playing, but they've got to get their speed into space somehow. I'm sure that's what Mike McDaniel worked on with Tua at the half, to come out and see if when they get the ball, after that, maybe they can get a stop.
All righty. Here we go.
Bills will get the ball.
Miami's kicking off.
Sanders to kick it off. Every kickoff tonight has resulted in a touchback. This time, we're going to see a run.
Oh, we're going to see a run back.
From the 4-yard line and bringing it back out to the 27-yard line is Ray Davis. Moments ago, Kaylee down on the field with Mike McDaniel.
Mike, you're down double digits at half for a 2nd game in a row. How was halftime handled?
You know, there was constructive energy. I think our football team's smart enough to know that if you're -3 in the turnover battle,
what else would you expect? We have to be a lot cleaner in how we operate. We need to make some plays on both sides of the ball. And yeah, we didn't expect it to be easy. So,
did you see the response and the challenge from your quarterback during the half that you saw last week?
Absolutely. I think there is comfort to a degree in the fact that this is not uncharted territory for our second game. We obviously wouldn't, guys are pretty pissed off that we're in this situation, so we'll see what we do with it. All right. Thank you.
All right, let's see what they do.
All right, that was McDaniel moments ago. They start this drive here. The Bills do. Pass to the outside, staying in bounds and picking up some extra yardage.
Kincaid.
Dalton Kincaid, Mike just said.
There you go, Rowan.
Nothing in the turnover battle. Officially, it's only 2, but that 4th down thing, which doesn't count as an official turnover, might as well.
Yeah, and if you throw that in, that's 17 points. Like we talked about when we came back, and he said what we said. You got to take care of the football. First thing they got to do is tackle and get a stop here against Josh Allen, who has an offensive line that had a heck of a first half, both run blocking and taking care of Allen. He wasn't touched.
2nd and 1. Need 1.
He got it.
5. James Cook now having a heck of a night. Has carried the ball.
He is.
For 65 yards.
Big thing that Joe Brady likes to do. We saw it last year when they would bring in David Edwards as that 6th offensive lineman. You see on the left side there, Alec Anderson in his 2nd year out of UCLA comes in and gives him that in that short yardage. And I love the patience. James Cook came out and talked with his coaches about he missed a few plays last week. The vision wasn't quite there. He had some good ones and some bad ones. But tonight he's been very good.
Quick throw outside, cutting back inside, picking up a few. Curtis Samuel takes it to the 50-yard line. 2nd and 7. David Long makes a stop. There's Weaver, the defensive coordinator. Weaver and McDaniel go back to the Houston Texans a number of years ago. Same staff down there.
Yep, familiarity, of course. And we talked at the beginning of the broadcast how Anthony Weaver, really being a former player in the NFL with the Ravens, fits in perfectly with the culture that Mike McDaniel has here.
Second and 7 from midfield and
slip.
In the logo, I think, was James Cook, Jordan Brooks. Put that logo in midfield, and it's more slippery than the grass itself.
Yeah, here's a big opportunity. This is what I'm sure they talked about at halftime if they're in Miami. Hey, we're down 14. We were here last week. Part of being able to be down and fight back and win a football game is it shows a new group that, hey, we can do this. He get in there at halftime tonight and say, guys, we were here last week. Let's do this. Let's get a stop and get the ball back to Tua.
3rd and 7, and timeout is called by the Dolphins. Some of the things you don't want to have to do down by 14 is waste or use whatever you want to call it a timeout in the first couple of minutes of the 3rd quarter.
And 12 guys on the field, and Kalis Campbell started to work his way off the field, but they couldn't afford the penalty, so they had to use the timeout. I'm sure a big part, this is a divisional matchup early in the year. I'm sure a big part of what Mike McDaniel and some of the leaders on that team were talking about. We've got to match the intensity that this Bills team showed up with tonight. Let's not wait. Let's take the fight to them. It's on our turf. We're here in Miami. Didn't look like that in the first half.
Third and 7. Bringing that 3rd down back, Johnson.
Get the rookie Chop Robinson off to the left, the blind side. He's right here. He's got great speed.
All right, here we go. 3rd and 7. He's got pressure.
Allen is chased. Allen throws, and Allen throws it behind Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Valdez-Scantling, guys.
Fuller covering on the play. Pressure was put on Allen that time, and Miami does get an important early second half stop.
They get to stop. They showed blitz and then ended up backing out of it. Brought 4. A little twist there with Robinson. You know, he wowed a lot of people with his speed and what he can do. The rookie out of Penn State, and that time just flushing Josh Allen, not allowing him to make that accurate throw, gets the Dolphins defense off the field.
Robinson, their first round pick. Got a punt here from Martin. Fair catch is called for. and made at the 11-yard line by Braxton Berrios. Tua starting from deep in his own territory early in the.
Here we go, Tua. Their second chance. These are crucial minutes. What are they going to do? Come out. Oh, your elevator broke. Oh, man. Gotta love it. I've got stuck in an elevator before. That was not fun. At least you didn't get stuck in the elevator. Oh, man. That's crazy. Yeah, all right. Rock on, man.
Being able to find ways to get Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle the football as often as you'd like to see, similar to last week. And a lot
See what they can do here, Rowan.
Here, but a lot of it's been zone. And, you know, they don't want to leave their corners. They're bigger corners on islands against that speed, so they've been keeping safety.
And they get on the same page with the receivers.
Just when you think, wow, Jacksonville's doing a great job, bang, one play, and you see an 80-yard touchdown by Tyreek Hill. So that's what Miami's banking on, finding ways to get 17 and 10 loose.
They need to right now. Right here, right now.
Over at left guard in place of Robert Jones. See if that makes a difference up front. Gain of 1. Williams makes the tackle on Achane, and we go to Kaylee.
Well, yeah, guys, we just learned that Miami's left guard, Rob Jones, is questionable to return because of a shoulder injury. That's why you see Lester Cotton in there. He has his helmet in his hand, but in a long conversation with the trainer. And we have also gotten
Oh, they look pretty cool.
That their middle linebacker, their leading tackler and captain of the defense, Terrell Bernard, will not return to this game because of a pectoral injury.
Yeah, went out with that in the first quarter. 2nd down and 8, but they have withstood about everything on defense. Spector took over for him. Fancy swinging out. Achane, he'll gallop his way.
Achane's been pretty solid for Miami tonight.
One of their speedsters to work with, and he just looks this downfield. Good look here at High Sky to be able to get a feel for on the left-hand side. See the Bills sinking. That's the plan. Again, you saw him lose his footing there. Christian Benford. Eyes downfield, check it down. That's been a big emphasis. Remember on our call with Mike McDaniel, he said, we want you to feel comfortable checking it down. You don't always have to throw it. And Tua's really bought into that.
On the ground here, looking for some space. Gain of 4 for Achane.
I think that's worth watching with Cotton in for Jones, who has the injury, because their starting left guard is on the pup. He's unable to play Isaiah Wynn. So you're essentially down to one of your third left guard. And Ed Oliver had his way many times with Robert Jones in that first half. So keep an eye on the interior of that Miami offensive line against Daquan Jones and Ed Oliver.
And you got Kendall Lamb coming off the bench. Number 70 up front.
End it off.
6 on the ground again up to the 30-yard line to set up a 3rd and medium. So the Miami Dolphins tonight, 23 runs already. Williams makes the stop.
You hear some of the murmurs in the background, some of the booing from the fans.
Hey, Kenneth. Glad to see you, my friend. Hope you've been doing well.
But it's tough to do with those safeties.
You're doing good tonight. Let's go NFL. Let's go, man.
Their answer to that look is run the football, create space underneath.
It's not close now, but it was a closer game earlier. So let's see if Miami can break it up here.
23 in the game. Tua, pressured, look out, forced to throw it, and it's going to be picked.
Oh my goodness.
Ingram, untouched. So Tua under pressure, trying to throw it away, not far enough. And
wow. I think you just sealed the deal with that right there. That is game over.
Well, we just talked about.
You can't do that.
Coming in at left guard. You also just had a
that was terrible.
And Kendall Lamb 70 in. So you have 2 new players here to open this drive up on the left side, and that's exactly where the pressure comes from. And I think Tua did everything he could to try to be able to throw this ball away, and he just doesn't get enough on it. Throws it up in the air, and there.
You know, it doesn't even look like it would have been back to the line of scrimmage.
Earlier with an interception.
I think it'd been intentional grounding too, if he hadn't been intercepted.
Played for the Buffalo Bulls, University of Buffalo.
31-10. Wow. So the over/under on this game is.
And Buffalo now with a 3-touchdown advantage.
$49 points. That's what I thought. So 49 points. So we're 9 points away, basically. Cover that. Bum, bum, bum. Fumble away from Miami is a yeah, they're just 0-2. Well, Miami's got to win, so they'll be 1-1. Curious to see if they can at least settle down or something. I don't know. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Only on Prime. Well,
the next stream will be Sunday.
Very cool.
I will probably be on the way back, but I'll start the NASCAR stream and radio. So that is a goal. I'll be out of town on Saturday.
That's right. It's way over 75. Another touchback here.
And another touchback. Here we go.
it's just been one of those nights for Tua in this offense. Give Buffalo all the credit for taking away his main threats. He's tried to find other options. Grant Dubose not getting his head turned around, tip ball, interception. Here, not on the same page with Robbie Chosen. Ball goes over his head, interception. Then a couple backup offensive linemen in the game with Kendall Lamb and Robert Jones out. So you see Lester Cotton, and he looks to Darrell Bevel, and he says, man, should have thrown it away. Tried to. And there's Tyreek Hill saying, boys, let's go. Let's get this thing going.
Yeah, he was shaking his head coming off the field. He can't get loose. They've taken care of him and Waddle tonight. Tua has only thrown for 109 yards, 5.5 per throw. Pass here caught by Hill. He gets 8. Douglas makes the stop. Kaylee, what you got?
Guys, the Dolphins have their left tackle, Teron Armstead, back on the field with him. He came out the play just before that last interception because of a shoulder issue. He was getting a harness readjusted on his right side. You can see it if he was facing the other way, but he's back out on the field, and he and Tua had a chat just before they headed back out there together.
Yeah, tough. Yeah, they had Lamb in the game at that point, and then they already made the change at left guard, 2nd and 2, and the Bills exploited it. To the outside and stuffed.
Man, he got lit up.
Taylor Rapp puts the wrap on Jalen Wright. 3rd down.
I'll tell you what, Bobby Babich and Sean McDermott, the biggest thing, we can talk schemes and XOs all you want. Thing that I think even our viewers at home are seeing, you're seeing a defense. The big emphasis this week against all this speed was keep the ball in front and fly to the football. Play smart, play fast, play physical, and we need turnovers. Those were the points that he brought up to us this week. It's exactly what we've seen from Buffalo's defense.
3rd and 4, 8 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Pressure. Miller almost got there, but he
caught it.
The pass. Big gain inside Bills territory. 43-yard line, hits Waddle.
And it wasn't intercepted, guys.
Gain of the night by far. Douglas makes the tackle, 1st down, gain of 21.
And Von Miller almost comes up with another sack. He had his first sack last week in the opener. Look at that spin move going around Austin Jackson. But let's give Tua a lot of credit. He couldn't step into this throw at all. Finally, you see that glance route that we always think about when it comes to Miami's offense. They still had too high, but he was able to get it between the corner, the linebacker, and a safety close.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep hitting that like button on the stream. Let's get us to 30 likes.
Down at the 43. Tua open left side, but is it inbounds is the question. Hill is there. It's not. So Hill was able to get free, but he was on the chalk.
Yeah, the left foot looked like it might have gotten down. I don't think the right foot was close at all. Let's see, looked like that left foot. Well, they might. The left foot actually touches the line there.
Yeah, it did touch the line. It was close.
You like the answer. If you're going to play that too high look, try to squeeze the ball on those sidelines between the corner and the safety.
To the outside with some blocking in front. Nice run. Good run. Jalen Wright, rookie 4th round pick out of Tennessee. 3rd and short.
How about Tyreek Hill this time on the veteran Von Miller, trying to help on a little crack block, try to set the edge here, and willing to come down there and take the big fella. Nice.
It is ugly for Miami.
I liked your tone there. Like, hey, that is a good run. I think Jalen Wright brings some natural.
Lloyd, how have you been, Lloyd?
Football, and it has not just quickness, but some power.
Hill in motion out of the backfield. 1st down. A lot more to the 20-yard line before he's gang tackled. Achane.
Achane is lighting it up. He's looking good tonight for Miami. He's the one bright spot Miami has tonight.
Right here, Austin Jackson does a good job, and everyone's kind of pinching as an offensive line down to the middle. Look at that suddenness and quick change of direction by Achane. Also, we just talked about Jalen Wright having some physicality. You could see that also, the versatility of Achane, a fast
It's
guy,
a natural grass field, too.
but running through some of those arm tackles.
Well, meanwhile, Armstead is back on the bench. He was out, came back in, and Lamb is in again.
5 wide.
To the end zone.
Almost intercepted.
Hamlin was there, but it hit the ground. Intended for Julian Hill. First time they've gone after
Man, that was close.
Number 3 tight end and incomplete there. Second.
You got him on. You got
sideline between the corner and the safety, and if they're going to play too high,
2 on your fantasy.
down the middle, behind the backer, between the 2 safeties, ball just gets up a little bit away from him. Usually, if John New Smith were in there, you'd expect them to hit that seam route. Hill is a high school quarterback, played slot in college. That time, just not able to bring it down.
Inside 6 minutes in the third. Tua, quick throw. Caught, fighting his way to the 12-yard line is John O. Smith setting up another.
This drive's looking better for him.
Thus far, they've kept this drive alive. 2 for 2 on third down and started back at the 30-yard line.
And obviously, you look at the clock, you look at the score. I think Mike McDaniel knows they need a touchdown. Remember, we talked about the game is going to come down for Miami. They're going to move the ball. What are they going to do in the red zone? Are they going to be able to come up with touchdowns or not? They're 1 for 2 so far tonight in this area. They need a touchdown on this drive.
They were great last year. Second in the league in the red zone. Third down, 3. Big play here for them. And he's stuck.
Ooh, he got clothesline.
Crowd hates the call. Ed Oliver is there.
4th and 4. What do you do? Mike McDaniels. What are you going to do, Mike McDaniels?
4th and 4 now.
Remember, the left side of the offensive line with Lester Cotton and Kendall Lamb. These are new guys. We've seen Ed Oliver doing this to the starters. Now you see him doing it to the backups. He is an enforcer in the interior with low, kind of at low center of gravity. 6'1", about 290. Great quickness.
Got to go for it. You got 20 minutes left in regulation. You're down by 21 points. 4th and 4. Pressure. Tua steps up. He's going to run for the first down and takes a shot at the 6-yard line.
Uh-oh.
Hamlin hit him. And Tua down.
Tua is down, guys. He took a headshot. He's concussed.
But pays the price.
He got lit up.
Now the backup quarterback is Skyler Thompson.
He's not all there, guys. That ain't good.
Look at Tua. Dolphins taking a knee at the moment back at the 15-yard line as they attend to him. Here it is again. Shot from Hamlin right there. Down he goes. Check him out. Back after this.
I hate that for him.
Tagovailoa is up after taking that hit and assisted off the field with a slight limp.
Of course, we all remember a few years ago that was a big concern in his career. A few years ago, he bulked up to try to protect himself. This year, he's actually down 14 pounds, much slimmer, to try to be able to move around.
Well, you've watched him for years, college and pro, and sometimes he can run a little recklessly.
I feel like he is. I feel like he's a little reckless when he runs, and he doesn't do it often. But that would have been a slide you'd love to see him, especially with a safety coming towards him. He already had the first down. Just slide, you know, feet first, get down to protect your body. On one hand, you admire him, his determination, but on the other hand, he's such an important part of what this team is about and who they are. I'd love to have seen that slide there to get down, but I'm just glad to see him up and walking off the field.
Yeah, no blue tent. They'll take him right back to the locker room. That was a 4th down play, so he keeps the drive alive. Skyler Thompson, who actually played in a playoff game between these two teams, and didn't play particularly. I mean, he was okay in that game. Even though they
1st and goal now.
7th round pick. Kansas State played in
From the
a
7
game 2 years ago against the Bills.
Can run the ball.
Yes, he can. This time he gives it to Achane, who actually started to stumble, and Vanessa with the tackle. Kayla, what you got?
Guys, let's put this into context. Tua did not miss a start last year, but during the 2022 season, he experienced 2 known concussions. He was evaluated for a head injury week 3 against the Bills, but then returned to the game, and 1 game later, he exhibited textbook concussion symptoms and was taken off the field by an ambulance in Cincinnati. The controversy prompted the NFL to change its concussion policy, and then in week 16, another concussion cost him the rest of that 2022 season.
Yeah, we remember it well. That was a Thursday night game in Cincinnati. Through the middle, stuffed again.
Man.
Happening there. Achane
They can't get anything going.
tries to cross the line, and Tua going back to the locker room.
We're all thinking about Tua and hope for the best there, especially with the history that he had that Kaylee just talked about from a couple years ago. But with Skyler Thompson and Mike McDaniel now still trying, they need a touchdown on this drive. 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Very different now. Buffalo doesn't fear until Thompson.
You get the Miami running. Oh, Achane.
The threat of the throw.
He's like lighting it up tonight, man. You can see on the stats here.
Thompson was a 7th round pick 2 years ago out of Kansas State. Hangs in the pocket, floats one into the end zone, not even close. Berrios was
21 attempts, 90 yards.
And it's 4th and goal.
Yeah, Berrios lost his footing. You talked earlier about it midfield, but we did have some rain earlier this afternoon. I don't know how slick that field is, but he lost his footing, and that ball never had a chance. But this is 4-down territory. 2:43 to go in the 3rd quarter, down by 3 scores. They need a touchdown here.
So Thompson started that game in the playoffs 2 years ago because Tua was hurt, and Teddy Bridgewater, who was the backup, was also hurt. 4th and goal. Three receivers set to the left and all kinds of movement up front.
Second charge timeout. Miami.
Well, Miami had to take an early timeout. Now they're down.
Timeout, Miami.
2:39 remaining in the 3rd.
Yeah, Skyler Thompson in his 3rd year out of Kansas State.
Do you really? Yeah, he's done really well. 2 TDs.
When he was in the wild card game against the Bills,
And that 49-yard run, too.
Some big games. Like I said, he can create if he gets pressured. He has the athletic ability to pull away from pressure. Does a good job keeping his eyes downfield and control.
Yeah, his
can they get separated?
you got 26 fantasy points with him and 20 with Achane. Got you 46 points between those two guys. Not bad, Lloyd. Not bad, my friend.
Makes you wonder if Jonnu Smith, the tight end who was acquired, who came over this year, if they can get him in this area with his size, 6'3", 250, try to get him the football.
Miami playing with a new quarterback, a new left tackle, and a new left guard. Bills say, hey, you think you got problems? So do we. But the Bills have been able to withstand it. 4th and goal. Thompson, he slips and down he goes.
Wow.
15-yard line, and Von Miller.
Von Miller with the sack.
Team game drought. In his 14th year, at the age of 35, now has sacks in back-to-back games with 2:40 to go in the third. 31-10, Bills.
Yeah, so on Saturday I won't be at home on Saturday. I'll be coming back Sunday. So I'll be doing this. I'm setting everything up. I'm gonna log in and have it ready where I can just like start the NASCAR stream. I'll be getting back home probably towards the end of that stream. So I won't be able to be on it when I start it, but I'll at least have the radio queued up and all the points and stuff for timing. So I'll have it live for you, Lloyd. I won't be able to do Saturdays though. I've got my daughter, it's her 17th birthday, so we're taking her to Dallas for her 17th birthday, staying the night. So that's what I'm going to be doing Saturday. And we're coming back Sunday. But I'll do my best to have it up so you guys can listen in, and I'll have the radio and all the stuff set up Sunday. I think Buffalo's just going to try to run it out now. They can. Their defense is pretty phenomenal tonight.
Tonight's journey is presented by Hyundai. First half for Cook, 82 total yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 on the ground, 1 in the air. That Bills defense 17 points off 3 turnovers. And then on top of all of that, back to the locker room. Leaving.
I'm not doing a cruise. We're going to go in February. We're going to go to Disney World. My wife and I will be for our 20th anniversary.
Long night for Mike McDaniel at this point.
Celebrating it early because it's the art festival.
And the Bills have the ball.
Celebrating it in February. It's
from the
only in May.
line.
May 21st is our anniversary.
Use some of the clock right now. And that good run game continues. Cook, gain of 8.
Let's go back and look.
I want to do another cruise. I love cruises.
On our call with him, the way I win now is get off. Well, I always won with get off, but especially now because he said I don't want to wrestle at 35 years old with these big guys. That time it was just speed around the edge of the right tackle, Austin Jackson, on that 4th down play. Great to see him still with that motor, still with that intensity. One of the great guys in the league for a long time.
Well, won the Super Bowl MVP award with Denver, won another ring with the Rams 2 years ago, including his career possibly at Buffalo. This will be a first down here. So we're talking to Miller yesterday and looking him up and some of the things about his life, and I said, wait a minute, you majored in poultry science at Texas A&M? What got you into poultry science? He said, man, he said, I needed to get my GPA up. And I looked at that class, and the average grade was A-. So I studied poultry science, and he actually got to like it a lot.
Sure did. I mean,
that's big here in East Texas.
To this day, he loves it. You're breaking down different chicken.
Kentucky Fried, Popeyes, Chick-fil-A. Eats them all.
You hit Miami. Oh no, man. That's my luck.
Dolphins tell us Tua Tagovailoa will not return to this game. He has been ruled out with a concussion. They were
You
able
could
to
tell.
determine that just 6 minutes after he left the field and went into the locker room.
Little irony there. He got hit by DeMar Hamlin, who, you know, that history. It was legal, the whole thing, but it's unfortunate. The only good thing for the Dolphins now is they get a mini bye week, so they don't have a game for 10 days. Give him a chance to pass the protocol. We'll find out, obviously. 2nd down and 9. Breaking a tackle here, fighting his way. Extra yardage is Dalton Kincaid, and that might take us, and in all likelihood will, to the end of the 3rd quarter.
I think we're getting a real feel who Buffalo is going to be this year. Playing with great intensity on defense. Josh Allen not looking and forcing the ball to Stephon Diggs to try to make big plays. He's 12.
Yeah, the stream, I think, ironically, there was earlier in the game when it was closer, there was 40 people in here. Buffalo started getting ahead, so people started tapping out. So I guess there was a lot of Dolphins fans in earlier.
Introducing the second chance offer.
The Bills are predicted to win now. 39 votes in the stream, guys. Hey, smash that like button, guys. We're 26 likes. 4 more likes gives us 30 likes on the stream. With your help, that would be huge right now for me. So be sure to smash that like button, guys. Help a small streamer out. Get this out to more and more people out there, guys. Check here. Let's see.
Can tell you that tonight's aerial coverage is presented by Royal Caribbean. Checking out South Beach. You're going to take your talents to South Beach a little bit later?
No, I'm going to Columbia, South Carolina.
Yeah, well, and neither is Steve Ross and Chris Greer, the owner of the team, and Chris is the general manager. And it's been that kind of a night. Meanwhile, nice little run here for the Pagula family. There is Terry. And, of course, his daughter was sensational in the U.S. Open, getting to the final, where she wound up losing, but a tremendous run for her, Jessica. Long makes the tackle here in 4th down. So pretty good. I mean, he's got the Bills on their way to being 2-0. Daughter goes to the finals of the U.S. Open, and we'll see about the Buffalo Sabres. He owns the Sabres in the National Hockey League.
Pretty good run right now that he's on. He's got to be very, very pleased. There's some question marks.
All right, they're going to punt away. Let's see what Miami can do there. This next possession here.
On the road, week 2 against a divisional opponent.
Sam Martin sent it skyward. Berrios moves over, lets it bounce, and it skids into the end zone.
Oh, I'm just sorry. These likes for free. That's right, Lloyd. Yes, you can join the league, Lloyd. In the description of my Pick'ems video, it's in the bottom of that, but I will post it here on the stream too for you. They go grab that for you.
And you can still save versus the other guys. Happy to be here. No fake stares, please. Hi, I'm Patrick J. Adams. Is that a shimmy? Just say at T-Mobile you can save on every plan and
I'm gonna post it in the chat here for you.
doing whatever that is. I'll do the line. Check out the
That's the link, the password, and the code. Well, it messed it up on the copy and paste. So let me redo this again. So
the Dolphins have it. They're down 31-10.
the link,
Thompson in for the
and here's the code and password to get in, guys. The Pick'ems League is still going. You just missed tonight's game, but you can join still and do the other picks. You have to do the picks 5 minutes before the game starts.
Got sacked on a 4th down play. The last time he had the ball, starts to stride from the 20-yard line. Looks downfield, checks it down, off to the side. Minimal gain there for HN. Tackled by Benford, had an earlier interception, 2nd and long.
They called that play earlier down in the red zone and scored a touchdown on that. This time, Buffalo in a much better position to defend that. Benford just gets off of that block by Engold. Remember, they have Miami not only playing with a backup quarterback, but you have a backup left tackle still, and you have the backup left guard. So, meanwhile, you're down by 21 in obvious passing situations.
And a guy who hasn't played since 2022 at the helm. Throws caught, 1st down. Been a busy night for HN, of course, in the absence of Mostert. HN getting an extra dose of duty tonight. He's carried the ball 21 times and caught 5. Well, Josh Allen can smile. Good enough night for him. The numbers won't light him up, but that defense has been sensational.
About to go 12-1 in the regular season, 13-1 overall against this team in his career.
Josh in his 7th year and should be right now in the prime of his career. Thompson hangs in the pocket, throws, nothing happening there. Good coverage. Dubose was the intended receiver. So Allen, of course, we were talking to him last night. I always enjoyed the fact that he grew up in the Central Valley of California, in a town called Fireball, 8,000 people. They're known as the cantaloupe capital of the world. They have the Cantaloupe Festival. But he's never been the Grand Marshal. I mean, who in the hell is the Grand Marshal?
If 17, yeah, right, he's not. Right. We were asking him about getting up at 4 in the morning, you know, son of a farmer, and he said, man, my dad basically said, the only way you're not getting up early and helping me out is if you're playing sports. He said, me and my brother, we played football, baseball, basketball, soccer, any sport we could find.
Yeah, good idea. Who wants to schlep cantaloupes around? Caught at the 40. After the 43 goes Jonnu Smith. But we talked about, there it is. Leave it to our crack crew, the team man, the Pistachio Farm.
They got it all.
Mark Teitelman and Pierre Musa calling the shots down there. We got everything. Even have the harvest, I'm sure, you know, whenever they pick the pistachios, whatever they do with them.
Yeah, he said he's graduated from contributing, helping out.
So this is just a Pick'ems League. Is all this is. This is not like a fantasy league. It's just a pick'em where you pick each game who's going to win. We have 5 people right now. It's as many as we can get in there. It's similar to Tom Grassi's ESPN league, but it's on Yahoo.
You know what it is.
You know what it is. It's a 31-10 ball game.
Why don't we go to Von Miller? Because, again, to get off here against Austin Jackson, he doesn't get the sack. He comes close. And
You got 50 points on them running backs. That is pretty cool, man. That's awesome.
The sack is just making that quarterback feel you. And I think he saw him get off quickly, knew that he had to get that ball out in a hurry. And I think he affected the quarterback throw and ended up affecting the accuracy of that throw.
Fourth and 4, have to go for it from the 42.
They took offsides.
Full start.
Yep.
Offensive 74. 5-yard penalty. Still fourth down.
Lynched.
Eichenberg and turn a 4th and 4 into a 4th and 9.
They're going to go for it.
You know, every time I see the moon, I got to think about Keith Jackson. I don't think that is a possum hunting moon. Right? Got to be a fuller moon, right?
Especially not in Miami.
Right, exactly. Moon over Miami. There you go. 4th and 9, they'll still go for it. Deep drop. Everybody covered, running around. He's going to run for the first down, but will not get there. And he's tackled there by Greg Rousseau, who comes off a 3-sack game last week. So they turn it over on downs.
So not only are they keeping those 2 safeties back to prevent any shots, they're playing man coverage underneath that, which allows them to run and disrupt the timing with Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. It's just been.
That is.
Look at our next gen stats powered by AWS. James Cook has done what he's needed to tonight, averaging about 7 yards a carry when he's gotten the football. He's got the 3 touchdowns. You can see over 39 yards from what's been expected of him because of not just missed tackles, but also the way he's been able to shake a lot of these Miami defenders. So a homecoming of sorts for James Cook. Grew up in this area, went up to Georgia to college. Older brother Dalvin Cook's got to be watching. His mom is here. So a big night for James Cook and his Bills team.
Great first half. Built that big lead. This is the 3rd time that Buffalo has started a drive after stopping Miami on 4th down. And time to use the clock here. Moving forward, gain of about 4 yards there. Davis will go to Caley.
Guys, after seeing the Dolphins left tackle Teron Armstead in and out of the game, he's now in the Dolphins locker room, heading into the x-ray room. Just before he did, he gave Tua Tagovailoa's brother a hug as he sits outside of that locker room waiting for the quarterback to emerge.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, injury to insult right now tonight. Everything going wrong for Miami on a night when they were actually favored by a couple of points. But it's been all Buffalo, and a lot of it has to do with that defense, clearly.
First charge timeout. Buffalo.
30-second timeout.
You know, the Bills have had their way, really haven't had to rely on this new room of wide receivers with Gabe Davis no longer here, Stephon Diggs no longer here. So you know it's going to be at some point, obviously they're going to go up into a game and Josh Allen's going to have to be able to rely on this new group. There's last year's receivers. You see Shakir there with the 39 receptions. Everybody else is gone. So it's an entire new group. Shakir comes back. Keon Coleman, the rookie out of Florida State. Mac Hollins comes over, kind of the veteran of the group, kind of setting the tone in that room. Curtis Samuel is kind of a guy that can do a lot of different things. Marquez Valdez-Scantling is a guy that's played in so many big games with Green Bay and Kansas City. So I'm kind of excited to see what they can become, along with the two tight ends, Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox.
Yeah, they really haven't had a chance to show their stuff yet. There's Davis stopped there. Meanwhile, Coleman, they picked Coleman in the second round. They actually traded down with Kansas City to let Kansas City pick in front of them. A lot of good receivers in case he went for one of them as well.
Yeah.
Pretty good opening night for him, huh?
No doubt about that. And, you know, you go back to that draft, I thought Miami, of all teams, would get, wouldn't it be fitting, Xavier Worthy, who they had a shot at to get with all that speed, be able to take the top off of a defense like this tonight when they face that cover 2 look.
And they went for the big 6'4" rookie out of Florida State. Allen throws, and it's caught. We'll pad his stat sheet a little bit. Shakir, as we say, the only guy who caught a pass from Allen coming into this season for a first down as we tick down to 10 minutes.
Yeah, they brought both the inside linebackers, Brooks and David Long. This is one of the few times that Josh Allen has felt any pressure, but he does a heck of a job of sensing it, feeling it, falling back, and then locating that open receiver. The guy that's going to emerge this year, everyone is going to be 10. I mean, all these other guys are pieces. They kind of fit like a jigsaw puzzle. I think Shakir is going to have a monster year with Josh Allen this year.
Ray Davis. Again, you know, you think about the move they made in the offseason, and, you know, it's not often you trade away somebody of Diggs' caliber. Because you look at that 4-year period there, most completions in the league, most receiving yards, tied for the most touchdowns. So they send him to Houston, and then Davis winds up, as you see Brandon Beane, the GM, the architect of those deals. Davis decides to leave town as well. And a lot of the fans, I think, were thinking, you know, what are we doing here?
Yeah, but if you look at where they've been the last couple of years in the playoffs, they needed to shake things up, you know, and I think that the idea around this, when you let go of a superstar like that, is there's a tendency to want to find ways to always get that superstar the ball. You know, and when you lose that element, I think now you have Joe Brady as an offensive coordinator who can say, you know what, we're not going to rely on one guy. We're going to read the coverage and let the defense dictate where the football is going to go. Whoever's open is going to get the ball. One game you might have 1 catch. The next game you might have 10 catches. It just, how the defense plays will dictate the read and allow Josh Allen to work through the progressions. I think it could work out well, and they become more reliant upon the tight ends and Kincaid and Knox.
He targeted 10 different guys. I'll tell you what it reminds me of, Kirk. Timeout called here by Buffalo.
Prior to the delay game, second
before
short
the
timeout.
delay. You know, you trade
Buffalo.
away a
30
megastar. It's what Kansas City did when they got rid of Tyreek Hill, and everybody said, whoa, wait a minute. We got Mahomes coming into his prime, as fast a guy in the league, you know, a total game record. Well, how did it work out? It worked out pretty well for Kansas City, didn't it?
Yeah, and I think it frees up this offense as a whole. I mean, Stephon Diggs is a generational talent. He's a superstar. I'm sure he'll do great things in Houston, but it's really about trying to see where they could go as a unit. And you know, I think the potential's you're going to see them rely more on the running game. How about the job the offensive line did tonight on the road? Controlled things for the most part up front. Took some of the pressure off of Josh Allen and those receivers. They won the turnover margin. I think it's going to be a Sean McDermott kind of team. Defense, turnover margin, field position, and Josh Allen not feeling like he has to always be a hero and always feel like he has to win the game. There'll be those moments, but not every week.
3rd and 11. Allen on the run, and Allen is able to throw before he goes out of bounds, and it's broken up. Pass intended. That's Keon Coleman finally threw his way tonight, the rookie #1 pick. And it's 4th and 11.
Yes, Josh Allen pretty fortunate there. He, again, he always seems this run to his right, gets rid of the ball right before he gets to the sideline, and up and over. The athletic ability and the vert to get up and over that bench. Big fella can climb the ladder.
Ronaldo Nehemiah lives again. Tyler Bass.
Oh.
No good.
He missed it. That was crazy.
So Miami gets 8 mini.
Let's take a look at another. Before we look at the next gen stats, we're going to look at next week's games.
Next week's games. There you go. We get the Patriots. Can they come in 2-0? We'll find out. Against the Jets, trying to get to 1-1. And there we go. Now, what were we talking about?
Love the fireworks there. The next gen stats powered by AWS. Our guy, 40, Von Miller. Look at that. 4 pressures, 2.1 average time to pressure, fastest since going back to 2021, which was before the ACL. He tried to play last year and just gutted out. Wasn't clearly the same since that injury. Now he looks like his old self.
Full start. Offense number 73. 5-yard penalty.
This is just going to be a game on so many levels that Miami's going to want to put behind them and move on. Obviously, we think about Tua and his health and where they'll go from here. Armstead, the left tackle's out with an injury. Just, you got a backup left guard, backup left tackle, backup quarterback.
Also 8 penalties against the Dolphins tonight and 1 against Buffalo.
I think a bigger story tonight, besides the injuries, is other teams within this division and other opponents are seeing what Jacksonville did last week. They're seeing what Buffalo did tonight.
Right.
And they're saying, okay, here's what we're going to do when we go against this Miami offense. We're going to keep everybody in front. We're going to not give up those big plays. We're going to play man under with 2 safeties deep. We're going to jam Tyreek Hill. Make them find somebody else besides Waddle and Hill. Make them run the football.
Toss to the outside. And out of bounds goes Jalen Wright. Let's take a look at that Miami schedule now with Tua in the concussion protocol. They have 10 days, but that's a long trip. It doesn't get any longer when you go from Miami to Seattle. Then they come back Tennessee here, and then at New England. And clearly you're looking at the two best teams in the division, you would think, coming into the season, certainly. Now you got the Jets, of course, and New England. Who knows? Bye week comes in week 6. Meanwhile, if Thompson has to start and Tua can't come back, Tim Boyle, who we saw last year with the Jets, he's on the practice squad, so he would be the backup unless Marino comes out of retirement. Pass caught, 40-yard line, staying on his feet. Achane picks up the first down. Nice numbers tonight for him. He has 53 yards in the air. That's a 16-yard gain to go with 90 on the ground.
Listen, I don't want to make this bigger deal than it is, but it's 31-10, right? And the offense is on the field. Tyreek Hill's done for the night. Jalen Waddle's done for the night. And, you know, there's 15 more games to go, but it's just, you'd love to see him up, watching, involved. You know, to me, this is just not just about X's and O's tonight. This is about a Buffalo Bills team that showed up with bad intentions. They showed up and played as a team. They showed up and really, I think, showed the league that without Stephon Diggs, this is going to be kind of the little engine that could. That bunch of, they don't have Josh Allen and then a bunch of guys, right? And they took the field, lost one of their starters, Bernard, to an injury. They already didn't have Taron Johnson. Cam Lewis is in for him. They're starting 2 safeties. They're working together for the second time. And they played with a massive chip on their shoulder as a group. And then you see Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle here with 5 minutes to go in the game. And just, I don't know, just it's a very different vibe from what you see on that other sideline.
Yeah, it's also the look of a team that's down by 21 points and can't do anything. And as their quarterback in concussion protocol, backing up, throwing over his back foot, and it's caught. Achane, that big night continues.
And Achane is going off, Lloyd.
For him.
He's padding your stats there now.
Statement game is used too much. I mean, it's a cliche. But
Awesome. You joined, Lloyd?
Buffalo's making a little early season statement with a bullhorn tonight.
No question about that. You know, and I think we are all coming into this game wondering about, okay, Josh Allen, and he's dominated Miami, but it's early, it's September.
It's not.
Tua,
That's crazy.
Offense. Can Buffalo come down here and win this game? And boy, from the word go, they've just beat him at the line of scrimmage, and they're deep. We're going to talk a lot about the offense, but it was really about the defense and the turnovers, and again, going back to that collective attitude that they played with.
Final timeout. Buffalo.
Timeout Buffalo, 4:19 left in reg.
4:19 left, guys. I was wondering if it's because this game is active. Yeah, it could be because the game's active. Probably after the game's active, you could finish it. You may have to wait a few minutes. I know you have 5 minutes before the game starts, and they may lock it down for a minute. But yeah, man, I'm excited to have you in the league. So I do my pick'ems videos. I try to get them done by Tuesday, Wednesday. We didn't get it done till Wednesday night. And my goal is to this next week get them done a little bit earlier. I do see you. Yeah, I just saw you in there. Rock on. We got a few more that added tonight, too.
Angel Reese and more of LSU's top student athletes navigate the uncharted waters of name, image, and likeness. It's the money game, and you can watch it now on Prime Video. Hard Rock used to be known originally as Joe Robbie Stadium. For years, the Dolphins played in the old Orange Bowl and moved in here in 1987.
Didn't the Marlins win a World Series in here?
They certainly did, because when the Marlins got their expansion franchise and before they built their own stadium, the Marlins played here and did win a World Series in this ballpark.
I think that was the Cubs.
Cool beans, man.
Left field line at
Let's
Wrigley,
go.
if I'm not mistaken.
That was in Wrigley, and then they went. That was in the playoffs.
Yeah, then they ended up beating, I think, the Indians, right?
Right, Correctamundo, very
Yeah.
good,
Yeah.
excellent.
Craig Colburn, or what was his name? Greg Colburn against Jose Mesa.
You're thinking of Craig Kilburn.
Kilburn. No, who's the second baseman, the little second baseman.
For
Craig Counsell. Craig
Yeah.
Counsell.
Now a manager, right?
Yeah, I think he is.
The Cubs. No, not manages the
Charles Johnson behind the plate there.
Kenny Hurt. Who does he manage?
Brewers?
There you go.
I think he's a Brewers. Or he was.
I mean, we're to that point right now. Sorry, folks. 2nd and 11.
Don't get us on base.
No. Good to have as Grant Dubose makes the catch. Got my boys back. Malibu Kelly Hayes coming with me for 100 years in a row. George Hill.
Off the hip surgery, looking great.
Fantastic.
Good job, Georgie.
Ready for action. Your boys are back as well.
Yeah. Darren is
1 more yards. He'll
back, looking good.
he may get it, man.
Nutty just does a whole.
Nutty, yeah.
Nutty does.
She's back.
He's not in there right now. They've got all receivers in right now.
3 minutes left in the 4th. You got 4 receivers bunched to the right side. And Thompson will fire the end zone. Almost incomplete. Julian Hill tried to make the catch.
Pretty good throw here by
good.
Thompson in between 3 defenders.
Pretty good.
When I think about that seam route, again, I think of Jonnu Smith, but second time they've tried in this area to get the ball to Julian Hill. Almost came down with that one. Gave him a chance here. Again, those split safeties, that's where you attack. Split them. Ball's got to get out early over the linebacker between the safeties. Came close to getting that touchdown.
He's out right now. I'll let you know if he comes back in.
2nd and 10. And it's caught at the 15. Secured there by Smythe. Well, you know, one way to keep an audience in a blowout game like this, there is something in play, right?
I believe there is.
Yes, there
One thing's not, the other.
No, the line is not in play here tonight. However, at 41 points, a few hearts were beating rather rapidly when that pass was dropped in the end zone.
It's not over yet.
That in a 2-point conversion would have been, oh, never mind. 3rd and 2.
Cover the spread.
Thompson fires, and that's broken.
Almost intercepted.
It's Benford again. He's had a busy night.
Well, these corners have played great football tonight. You know, they're both big. Benford is 6'1", 205, third year out of Villanova. I think a lot of people, when he and Elam were drafted together, they thought Elam as a early draft pick would win that job. But Benford last year became the guy and continues this year. That's a look at Elam. And on the other side, Rasul Douglas. Both guys have played well. Douglas out of the game at this point with Elam in.
So 4th and 2. Thompson, pressure, throws, broken up in the end zone.
That is going to be the game.
Intended for Robbie Chosen, who was the chosen one on that round.
2:02, so they'll have to run a little bit of time off the clock.
And they'll turn it over on down.
You're going to love this guy that broke up this play. He's a rookie out of Utah, Cole Bishop. Makes a great play here on the football. See him, gives him a little bit of a cushion, but because he locates the football early, it allows him to go up and time that to be able to knock it away. I thought he might go up and try to intercept it. He's a ball hawk. Plays coming out of that program with Kyle Whittingham. Great aggressive program and made a heck of a play.
Yeah, they picked him in the 2nd round out of Utah. Remember, they lost both safeties. Boyer came here. Micah Hyde still hasn't been signed. And of course, tonight playing without Johnson. So one of the things in the draft, not only did they need a receiver, but they looking for a safety, and they wound up with Bishop.
It's a big win for Buffalo. You can see the emotion. It's only week 2. It's like, okay, hey, it's a long way to go, but it's a division matchup. And I think it was just more the challenge to try to come down here. Josh told us last night in our meeting about I don't know what it is about
maybe.
Miami,
They may have the backup in too.
Confidence. He's now 13-1 against.
I don't see Cook in.
Gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, they're gonna save their starters.
157 to go, and the Bills with a big win.
Hey guys, this game is winding down. They're gonna most likely kneel it out here. 2-minute warning. So thank you guys for hanging in here tonight. Blowout. I was wanting it to be a closer game, but sometimes that just doesn't happen. So, hey, thank you guys for stopping in. Make sure to drop those likes on the stream. We have some more great streams coming up this next week, guys, and this weekend. So, I might sneak another one in tomorrow. So, be on the lookout on my channel. We may do one tomorrow. My son is eager to do another video, so we will see. Try to get him back on. He loves it. Awesome, Lloyd. Hey, you have a great evening, great night, and we'll see you soon, my friend. Love you guys. And don't forget, guys, check out this weekend. We have NASCAR this weekend. I will celebrate my daughter's birthday, so I'll be coming back home as NASCAR is starting. So I'll start the race. I'll have it set up where it's ready to go and put the radio on until I can get home. Go, guys. Whew. Sorry. Here we go.
Right after the JCPenney post-game show, of course, Carissa's there with the gang to sum it all up. Kaylee will interview the player of the game, and we're going to get a word here on what we know about Tua and the latest as the Bills take over here with Trubisky on a 2nd and 9, trying to take it all the way to the finish. And they can likely do that now. Here's a first down from Davis. Okay, Kaylee, what do you know?
Yeah, they can just kneel it out.
In the Dolphins locker room, we're told family is inside with him. We've seen his wife and 2 children, as well as his brother. We're told he is conscious, awake, and alert, just as he was when you saw him walking off this field on his own power. We're also told he has full movement in his extremities.
Well, that's the good news. You know, we'll see what happens down the line here. Of course, we've already seen enough of when he gets hurt and what that meant a couple of years ago, and that looked like it was. We were in Cincinnati that night. Yeah. That wasn't a career end that I give up. I mean, unbelievably, he came back shortly thereafter. All right, little victory formation, and again, the Buffalo Bills have owned the Dolphins. Look at this. Last 12 games coming in, 11-1. They win tonight. Point differential per game, 14.5. So they've been killing them, not just winning. Turnover differential, total yards per game, you name it. And the only time the Dolphins beat them in this run, they came down here, the Bills in week 3 on a hot and sticky night like tonight is. And Miami took the measure of them, but tonight it's like, hey, forget about it. All Buffalo.
Forget about it.
I think a lot of people, especially Miami fans, are going to say, what's wrong with Miami? I think this is a lot about what's right with Buffalo. I think we all, week 2, long way to go. but there's a lot to like about this Buffalo Bills team after tonight.
A lot. Bill and the gang willing to get an extra day, 3 days off. Find out what happens when they make that long trip to Seattle a week from Sunday. Von Miller.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the final. That's a wrap. Do what you guys do well, and we'll see you again soon. Be safe. I love you guys, and catch you again tomorrow.
7 1/3, and on their way, shuffling off back to Buffalo. 2-0.